Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Novesity. Today we're going to be talking about, again, Nancy Guthrie. Where is Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old woman who disappeared from her home February 1st around 2 a.m. in the morning? It is now February 18th, Wednesday. It's 6:21 on the East Coast, which means it's 4:21 on Mountain Time. Now, there's some updates that we need to talk about this case. Now, amidst the other updates of today, such as the additional $100,000 that we know about, the police vehicles that were in and out of the home, and also the FBI that contacted the Mexican authorities, FBI. Now, local authorities, the sheriff says that they found no evidence or connection. They found nothing that it would have something to do with, well, it was many theories speculated the cartel, but there's nothing saying that it crossed the borders. That's what the sheriff said. But the FBI has reached out to authorities in Mexico in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case. Now, a source confirmed this at Fox News Digital, and that's the word of today, but also a lie detector test, a polygraph test was conducted as officials promised some updates to Nancy Guthrie. So these are some of the news of today. And I want to share this with you. I want to talk about it. Let's watch some videos. I want to stay up to date. So if you're just tuning in or you're watching now, please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share, rock with me. It's so good to see people in the chat. I see all the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And please, if you're new, again, subscribe. You'll like it. We cover true crime, gender topics, and breaking live coverage. Okay, so let's jump into this. I don't want to waste any time here. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read a quick article, and then we're gonna go straight to News Nation and Fox, who is covering this. Oh snap! They privated one of their videos. Well, that's not good. Okay. So polygraph tests. Let me zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Polygraph tests conducted at officials as officials promise update on Nancy Guthrie. Fox News has learned polygraph tests are being conducted at the Pima County Sheriff's Department amid the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie. While authorities would not confirm the tests are connected to the case, the Sheriff's Department promised an update is coming soon. Now, this podcast is not about, I've been doing it consecutively. I have been stepping on the toes of the Sheriff's Department and the FBI for good reason. But the quote saying an update is coming soon, they have been saying that for a while. Either they verbally saying it or they're saying it in a Twitter post. We're waiting for that update. I know you said it's coming soon, so I hope it's soon. So this polygraph test, I'm kind of curious, who did they do that to? Was it the family? That's what I could think of. Spouses, Tommaso, possibly his friends, Annie, Savannah, husband. Who else did they use this polygraph on? I'm just kind of curious. They wasn't specific here. But in a Twitter post, right? Now, this is by Michael Ruiz, stated that it's unclear who's being tested or whether the activity is connected to it. But additionally, I know that Matt made a post. I believe Brian Enton did as well. Hold on. Let's see here. Cowboy, thank you so much. I love that shirt. I need one. Cowboy, what's up? How are you, man? Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, I had to get this bad boy. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I appreciate the super chat, brother. For real, much love to you and your family, brother. Okay, so this is something we're going to talk about for sure, actually. This is not what I want to get into. I want to talk about the polygraph situation. Church, family. Hey, yes, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah. Probably so. Didn't even think about that. This is why I have you guys. Okay, so Brian Ensign put out this 55 minutes ago saying, I've learned polygraphs have been performed to clear the people, all right, to clear people in the Nancy Guthrie's case. That's what they used it for. They use, I'm kind of curious why. Like, do they not have other means to clear these individuals? Alibi, they have nothing from the cameras from other people's homes. They didn't show receipts of where they were. They had to go based on a polygraph? Wouldn't that be like the last thing you would have to, like, you want to use that tool? Probably in conjunction with other things. So that was not clear also. I guess they're using all the methods they can. So I can see that. Now, we're going to come back to the polygraph. A federal law enforcement sources told Libby Dean the FBI has contacted Mexican authorities in connection with Nancy Guthrie's case. The sheriff has said there is no connection. She is in Mexico. I have said this with please, I mean this with the highest respect to the sheriff. You know, anyone can have an opinion and think that she's not in Mexico. She's probably in some other state, whatever state you believe in. But there's no reason to rule out Mexico. There are people in my comments. I remember they said, we believe she's in Mexico. The cartel has something to do with this. Or she's in, somebody also told me that she's in New Mexico. We're at a point that I just don't understand how the sheriff could just quickly, like he didn't quickly, he cleared the family, and then he said, no evidence of Mexico. Like the sheriff, and I mean this with respect, he is tying knots. He's closing off one by one by one. And I get that. I do understand that. But when it comes to someone who is actively missing, you have no leads, nothing. I don't think that you should rule anything out. Mexico, family, anything. Again, with respect to the Guthrie family, I mean this with respect. But we're just trying to find Nancy, and everyone should be on the table as of now. This is kind of scary. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on day 18. Day 18. Am I going to come to you another day and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on day 37? Statistically, that would be incredibly bad for Nancy. It would be very bad, statistically. I think day 18, without seeing your mom and not knowing her whereabouts, and there's evidence saying that she was kidnapped and blood is on the floor and your mother there's nothing. I think you would be very afraid and scared for your mom. Me, I would go absolutely bananas. This is why I'm not too quick to judge the family, because I can't imagine, just saying that they're innocent, which it's a high probability because there's no evidence. I can't imagine what they're going through. I can't. Because my mom has not been kidnapped. There was mention that the FBI and the sheriff are actually getting along. There was mention of that. Now, this is by Matt Finn over at Twitter. Again, he's an investigator. Let's take a look. Now, I'm going to go up there in a few, but I want to come back here. Weeks into the Nancy Guthrie case, and the public has not been asked to look out for any type of car. Reminder, Tucson said Tucson says it does not have traffic cameras that record. Pima County says it does have cameras, but they're not always crystal clear. Of course, look at Nancy's Nest Cam. If feds want video of a car, they may just find it. But in general, no description of any car in this day and age with cameras everywhere seems remarkable. This sentence haunts me so much. I'm going to read it again. If feds want a video of a car, they may just find it. But in general, no description of any car in this day and age with cameras everywhere seems remarkable. And there hasn't been any description. Correct. Going back on the question of whether the FBI has cleared the Guthrie family, aside from Sheriff Nanos, I'm pointed to the concept that this remains a state investigation. The FBI is assisting the Pima County Sheriff, who is essentially in charge of the county and investigation. This is what I assume. This, of course, they are the leader investigation, but he's saying in words that he is, you can tell. With the concept, I believe during the presser, we may have to watch that. The second one, Pima County is lead here. I just don't get that the cross mix information. The FBI is saying one thing and the sheriff. Now what we know is that the sheriff is in charge. The sheriff is in charge and the FBI is assisting. That's basically what that is. Now, Fox told Matt that some federal sources and Sheriff Nanos himself, excuse me, give me 1 second. Excuse me. Now, Fox has been told from some federal sources and Sheriff Nanos himself that the FBI and the Sheriff's Department are getting along fine. That was, he was told, Matt Finn. They are getting along. I'm going to keep it real. You can tell someone that, but after what's been going on, I don't know what to believe. Honestly, I just want them to get the work done. Who am I? I get it, guys. I'm absolutely nobody. I am a nobody. They're doing the job. They're doing the work. I'm not. If I could be a volunteer somehow, I wish that I could. Can I join? How can I help FBI? How can I help? This is how I can help, by doing this. You know? Yeah. So this increase of the reward from 100K to 200K, $200 and $200,000. I'm fucking up today, am I? $200 and $200,000 and $500. Pima County Sheriff says an anonymous donation of $100,000 was given in addition to the FBI's 100K. Now, let me ask you guys all a question. Do you think this will help? Do you think this would get people to actually put the work in and share some tips, some information? Shit, even the suspects. Do you think this will help? Thank you, Major Moose. Nirak, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate the 99 cents. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dad's Gone Live became a member. Welcome, Jacob. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. There's a car pursuit. Okay, but right now, let's get that a second, real quick. Okay, I'm reading the comments. No? Okay. Possibly. Okay. Giving you guys, I want to hear you guys out. Now, the guidance I got on the FBI talking with Mexico in relation to Nancy Guthrie is that it is standard for the FBI to communicate with Mexico on cases like this, and that the FBI has likely been in touch with the Mexican counterparts for a while, if not from the start of the FBI's involvement in this case. Now, what we do know is that the FBI started just a tad bit late. So it's possible. That's not confirmed, though. But let's get into these details furthermore, okay? Sorry for the salad, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know. Some days I got it, some days I can't.
Speaking from Arizona, where we just did learn that polygraphs, these lie detector tests, have been used to clear people in the Guthrie case. And when I say we've learned it, I mean Brian Enton has learned it, our senior national correspondent who's back live with us from Tucson. So tell us about this, Brian.
Yeah, so it's essentially what you said. Sources confirmed to me that they have used polygraph tests and continue to use polygraph tests, which are lie detector tests. They hook you up to a machine and monitor your levels to see if, essentially see if you're lying. It's not a perfect science. It doesn't always stand up in a court of law, but they can sort of use it on the back end of investigations, which I'm told they are using in the Nancy Guthrie case to clear people who they think may have been involved, or that they just want to make sure, had nothing to do with it. So that is new. In addition to what we also learned today, that the FBI is now communicating with authorities in Mexico, which again is very close. I mean, only 50, 60 miles from where I'm standing outside Nancy's house. There's now a joint line of communication between the FBI and Mexican authorities involving the Nancy Guthrie case.
Were any family members, do you know? Because I know they've been cleared polygraph in all of this. I was just thinking that while you reported it.
So I don't have specifics on who,
okay.
But I think broadly, yes. I mean, I think they are using that tool to clear people, and we know that the sheriff has said that the family has been cleared. Right. So I think that we would be fair to say that based on putting those two things together, that likely yes.
Thank you for watching.
That was just a quick summary, I guess. Yeah, they just use it to clear people. We don't have that much intel on who specifically, but probably just it could be just a family. It could be. They were clear by the sheriff. So that could be why. Like, we're hearing that now because that's what they use. Again, I'm speculating. I don't know if it's the family or not, but I would assume so. Yes, guys, I'm aware of the car chase. I'm very aware. I got you guys. I got you guys.
Breaking news in the search for Nancy Guthrie. News Nation sources confirming the FBI has contacted Mexican authorities in connection to this case. Senior correspondent Brian Enton is live for us in Tucson. So, Brian, breaking news here, but you just spoke with Sheriff Nanos last night. He said then that
after this video, we're going to jump to the car chase. So everyone lock in for me, okay? Everyone lock in. We're going to jump to the car chase right after this. I would appreciate it if you could take the time to hit the like button. I would appreciate that so much if you can, please. And if you're new, hit the subscribe.
They don't have evidence to suggest Nancy was taken to Mexico.
Yeah, and I don't think there is any evidence to say that Nancy is in Mexico, but at the same time, this is what's new and interesting. There is a federal law enforcement source who confirmed to our Libby Dean that the FBI has now been in contact with Mexican authorities in connection with the Nancy Guthrie case. So obviously they are keeping that possibility open. And remember, the border is very, very close to where I am right now at Nancy Guthrie's house. It's just about an hour to an hour and a half from here. It's close to where we saw that SWAT raid the other night in connection with the case. So now officially the FBI is in contact with Mexican officials. I've been talking to sources here on the ground for the last couple of weeks who all have said the same thing, that this does not appear at all to be cartel related. It shows no signs of cartel involvement, frankly, just because the cartel is very organized in what they do and precise, and they wouldn't go in and kidnap an older woman this way. And then what we saw in the video in terms of, putting grass in front of the camera, they're just better at it than that. They would have pulled the camera right away. So there's no signs that it's cartel related, but that doesn't mean that whoever did this did not take Nancy to Mexico. It's two separate issues there, which could be the reason now we're finding out that the FBI has been in contact with Mexican authorities, Nicole.
And Brian, really quickly, back to your one-on-one interview with the
News
sheriff
Nation,
last night.
come on,
He does
bro.
tell you he is confident that this case will be solved.
He does, and he said that all along. He said he has hope that it will be solved. He does not consider it a cold case, that they are investigating leads every single day. But in terms of specifics, why he thinks it may happen sooner than later, he doesn't really have any. I mean, there's obviously a lot that they're not telling us, Nicole, but he does seem confident that it will be solved for sure.
All right, Brian Inton with the latest on this breaking news live for us there in Tucson. Brian, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
See, that's the part that's confusing me. Is it the fact that, did Nancy cross the border? We don't have that. There's no evidence that the sheriff said we don't have anything that would indicate that she crossed the border. But then the FBI has been in continued talks with them. I just think that the FBI is kind of like more. They're fine. They're very detailed here. They're very careful. They have more sources. I don't want to say connections, but even though the sheriff is leading the investigation, but the FBI is so careful here. I respect that. I really do respect that. I like that. I'm for that. FBI, very good, very good. Even the sheriffs, very good. You guys are doing your job. I can never take that away from you guys. No matter the criticism, I never took that away, Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a live car chase. I'm going to have to put the Nancy Guthrie case just to the side, just for now. We're going to come right back to it. But we do have breaking news. We have a live car chase, and this guy is insane. I've been watching this on the side. So do me a favor. Lock in, share this out. I'm going to let you guys know when to share this out. Give me a second. Let me change the whole thing, and I'm going to let you know when to share it out. But don't go anywhere. If you want to watch the continuation of the Nancy Guthrie case, this doesn't last long. Typically, on average, it doesn't. But again, share with your boy. I would appreciate that.
Recognize this suspect from a previous shooting, or if they ran the plate and the plate came back to a car wanted in a shooting. It's unclear exactly how that happened, but we are told that officers observed this person and for one reason or another determined, as we make this left-hand turn almost into oncoming traffic there, made the determination that this was a shooting suspect. It's unclear when that shooting exactly happened. This is officers from LAPD's Southeast Division, which is back up way north. It's just kind of almost in the South LA area. We are well out of that area now as we are in the city of Hawthorne. As we move westbound here. LAPD has been in pursuit of this the entire time because of the want, because it is a shooting suspect. They are not in tracking mode, and they have not gone into tracking mode. This has been a full-blown pursuit the entire time. As you mentioned, as Desmond mentioned, there are 2 police helicopters above this at this point. Now, I will let you know that there have been some changes to the LAX kind of flight area, the restricted area, the Class Bravo airspace that we often have problems dealing with. We have not been allowed in the Bravo airspace during pursuits for quite some time just for safety reasons. However, guys, every time we see that happen, we wonder if this person is familiar with this neighborhood, if they know somebody that lives here, if they're kind of looking for an out, because we've gone kind of east and west through these areas in Hawthorne for a significant amount of time now. But you've got, 2 police helicopters in the sky. Left-hand side of your screen is back live now with Desmond. You've got a lot of people that have eyes on this as we look at these live pictures here. Now kind of crossing, Des, it looks like maybe the city of Inglewood. Did we cross Crenshaw there?
Yes, we are, I think, getting ready to, or no, we just did. Yeah, we're just east of Hawthorne Airport now at this point, and, kind of hanging around this area. We've been out of the city of Los Angeles for the entirety that we've been covering this pursuit. It started there, but he seems pretty content to just kind of circle around here with these lower speeds and the kind of pattern here. It could be an opportunity for spike strips. Of course, the possibly armed and dangerous thing can complicate that, but we have seen it in the past. It can definitely be a good way to diffuse the situation. And while we don't have the high speeds, the suspect's really not been slowing down at all around these stop signs and stop lights. And with traffic, increasing, you're just heightening the chances here, of a pretty bad collision with somebody else. So, zigging and zagging all over the place on the wrong side of the road. at times as well. Now coming back out here on the Van Ness, a fairly major
that
street
was
right
close.
there. Yeah, that was a pretty close call there. So, and I definitely concur. You know, LAPD definitely seems to want to stay really close to this suspect and not back off. And a big part of that probably is of what Mike was just talking about with these potentially new LAPD restrictions. Stopping there kind of for a second, maybe to look like someone was kind of paying attention to the pursuit there on the sidewalk. But they really need, if they really want this suspect, they're going to need to keep very close proximity to them, because if they go to a place where the helicopters are not able to follow, that is going to give the suspect a really big advantage, and that is how we have seen some of these suspects get away in the past.
Well, and you know, we can't help but notice the tinted windows, and so it makes it really hard to see.
Yeah.
Do we know if it is just the driver that's in this car, or is there a chance that there's someone else in the car with him?
You know, I mean, they don't, it doesn't sound like they definitively know. We've not heard too much mention of additional suspects in there, but of course that's always something they're looking after. Now, again, because we do know that LAPD officers spotted this suspect, it's unclear what kind of look they were able to get. Were they behind the suspect? Was it a plate? Did they drive past them and see them? So we're trying to sort all of that out. But, you know, we're already getting texts to the desk here. People that have seen it. Gabriel just sent me a message saying I went right past his job at Crenshaw on 135th. So the more we start circling these areas, the more you will start to get people noticing what's going on, especially when we're in the same area. And you see the number on the screen. If you've got a question about the chase or you see it come through your area, we want to hear from you. 818-221-2222. Joe from Whittier is telling me that he heard that he was driving on the sidewalk for a bit. We heard that as well when they came through a parking lot there, that he very quickly did that. So, but now we're still, you know, we're working our way south a bit, so we're getting slightly out of the area, and now we're back to the west. So we're still not far from where this guy has been kind of circling, which of course always makes us wonder, exactly where he is and if he has anybody that he knows in this area. What's he trying to do? Wrong side of the road again, or not wrong side, but just trying to get around that traffic there, going through that red light.
Mike, going back to something you said earlier about these restrictions around LAX, I mean, we always know that the flight path and there's the temporary restrictions where you can't go through the airspace. Is this something new with LAPD? So
we're working on sorting that out. It actually was brought to our attention just this week when our helicopters were having a more than usual difficult time as we pull into the parking lot here at Crenshaw on 147th Street. We were having a more difficult time than normal transitioning through the LAX airspace, even not during a pursuit coming out through the alley now. So we started inquiring about it, and that's when we've kind of learned that they're tightening up some of the safety parameters around LAX. Remember, we've told you about the issues with the NTSB kind of calling out the FAA about not taking airspace safety kind of seriously enough. So it's unclear if it's in relation to that or exactly what. But I did hear the LAPD helicopters mention, hey, if this goes north of the 105, we're not going to be able to follow him through that airspace. So it is something that I think everybody's a little bit more cognizant of right now.
Airspace, and he may get free. It's just like pulling into a parking garage or something like that, right? Where all of a sudden the pursuit's basically off.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because he's almost skirted the airspace, right? He came down the 110, never got off the 110. The 110 through that area is in the Class Bravo airspace, but he comes through the 110 and then goes south of the 105, gets out of the airspace, and is really just hanging around in this Hawthorne, Inglewood, kind of Lawndale area. And if he were just, if he happened to cross the 105, then that would be a whole other issue. But he's not. He's just kind of content going in circles around here, which of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm having a little bit of connectivity issues. Don't ever go nowhere. Don't leave. If the connection fucks up, don't go nowhere. You're good. We're going to come right back live.
All over Los Angeles and definitely in some of these pursuits. Yeah, I was trying to take that opportunity to see through the windshield, see if we could see a passenger in there, and it was a lot darker than normal there. So it was tough to see. I don't think I saw anyone in the passenger seat, but it's just another complicating factor. When we try to have LAPD ascertain, or any law enforcement agency, how many people are they dealing with in the car, and it's already difficult enough when nearly all of the windows are tinted, and now even the front, a lot of front windows starting to have some tint, kind of a fairly new phenomenon. But again, circling this same area, and the suspect seems to know the area. On this side of the basin, there's not too many kind of one-way streets, not nearly as many dead ends as there are in the more kind of suburban areas of the San Fernando Valley. So that's kind of playing to the suspect's advantage if they just want to keep, just kind of run out the clock and continue
this. This is in Los Angeles, California, ladies and gentlemen.
Which just kind of seems to be what the suspect's, doing.
Englewood, sorry about that.
Seeing the super insane speeds or any, really, really crazy maneuvers to try to put distance between them and the police. But regardless, this continues. It's like the third or fourth time we were out on Rosecrans. We've been on Crenshaw Boulevard a bunch of times. We've been on Van Ness and Normandy. So, you know, you have to wonder if LAPD is thinking, especially as we're starting to see more and more people take to the roadways.
Wrong side.
Really wrong side now.
He's going on the wrong side. This is not good. Not good, chat.
In LA,
okay, he went to a park.
A little bit better of it here and into a
parking lot.
Once again, people out here walking around, people out here doing some shopping. So, yeah, how is LAPD going to continue to pursue this? Is there any talk of a pit maneuver or spike strips in the offing here?
Mike, and as this driver's driving becomes more and more erratic and more aggressive, does that mean that the LAPD is also changing their tactics?
Well, it could. I mean, I'll tell you that the wrong side of the road is almost guaranteed to get a pursuit canceled. I mean, the LAPD just really doesn't like to do that, and for obvious reasons. You know, thankfully, this guy, as Desmond said, thought better of it and got back into a parking lot and kind of out of that wrong side of the road scenario pretty quickly here. But that will make them, you know, kind of rethink this. And certainly LAPD, especially if it's on a freeway, they're not going to chase this guy wrong way on a roadway. So, you know,
come on, dude. He's gonna hurt somebody, man.
Speeds.
Wrong side.
You know, wrong
this guy is crazy, man.
Double to get around that car that stopped in the middle lane there. And look at that LAPD, that southeast unit, right behind him, following him over there that way. So, again, this is a person that they obviously don't want to lose eyes on and want to stay right behind him. And you've still got that southeast unit that has been doing this. And guys, I want to let you know too, we were just getting some updated information. This started at Imperial in Vermont. So Imperial in Vermont is basically right there where the 110 and the 105 come together, just the northwest corner of the 110-105 intersection. So it's, you know, it was close to where it is. And we'll see, and I don't know, so we still have 2 police helicopters on this, and then I see 2 additional police helicopters coming. So they may be coming to relieve the 2 that are overhead so that they can keep double coverage on this. We'll see how that shakes out, but we are monitoring that as well.
And it's interesting to see that this person has not really been using excessive speed, but definitely driving reckless, certainly dangerous through so many of these residential streets. I mean, fortunately, we have not seen a lot of people out on the street, whether it's pedestrians on the sidewalk or just, you know, people.
Yo, he is dangerous, chat.
So that's the bright
dangerous,
side of this.
Dangerous driver.
This person's going slower.
Should we start a poll? How we think it's going to end? Let me know in the comments.
Basically blocking the roadway right now.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's
his wrong side or right in the middle.
Yeah. Wrong side into the center divider here, coming up to a busy intersection with a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion, and.
That's not me, chat. That's not me. That's CBS. The stream is still on. That's not me. That is not me.
11 o'clock.
That is not me, chat. I don't know.
On the gas, just blasting right through there. Could have been pedestrians there in the middle of that roadway. So now southbound on Western, that was, you know, Western and Elsa.
Bro, let me get a different angle, bro.
A congested intersection at this time of the day, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, rush hour only now beginning here midweek in on the LA basin, and I don't have to tell you how, you know, congested a lot of these intersections can be. So, you know, what is the suspect doing? Are they on the phone with someone right now? Do they know they're headed, you know, to jail by the time this is all over, or what exactly the strategy is?
Okay, everyone, while I get the different feeds, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. I would appreciate that. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking live coverage. I will be saying that less because that's annoying even for me. All right, let's get back to it, guys. But definitely hit the like button if you haven't. I would appreciate that. We are in Los Angeles, California. This man is dangerous, like for real. Driving reckless.
En el área de la calle Figueroa y Imperial Highway, que es muy cerca de las autopistas 110.
LAPD is just sticking right on his tail, just keeping an eye on it, waiting for this car to come to a stop, hopefully not by hitting another vehicle.
You see it there, paralleling, hugging the double yellow. If you're just joining us, this is a pursuit, LAPD in pursuit of a shooting suspect. We have a tighter shot. Looks to be tinted windows, significantly tinted, illegally tinted, as we know that's the case here in California. We want to show some prior video, though, just to show how dangerous this has been, and
Okay,
we're
I
seeing
got the
it live
footage.
too play out. We're going on the wrong side of the road.
Again, Wilson, thank you for letting me know about the car chase. I appreciate that.
We're approaching the 4 o'clock hour, and we've seen this happen multiple times thus far since the 10 minutes we've been on the air with it. That
Is there
this
a rap sheet on
driver
this person? Is it they want him for more
recklessly
than just the
going
shooting?
against traffic
They likely
and
know a lot
narrowly
more about the
missing
person that they're
innocent
chasing than we
drivers.
do, especially given the fact that the car has
Which is
not
the
been
best
reported
footage right
stolen as
now?
far as
I'll
we
take this
know.
one, chat.
If they know who this
I don't know what's going on with CBS, bro.
Sobre el tiroteo que ocurrió, que empezó
So,
toda
you know,
esta situación
at least
hoy
in this
día.
situation, they have the
El
advantage of
sospechoso detrás del
potentially
volante
having an
es buscado
identifying,
con,
identifying the person that's in it, and being able to know that.
Yeah, so Mike, if they know who this person is, they most likely know where he lives. So based on what we've seen in the past, if he is sticking to an area that's familiar to him, could he be trying to head home? Is he planning something with someone else to try to create some sort of confusion where maybe he could get away? I mean, there's all these different types of scenarios, and we are looking at a possible shooting suspect. That makes it all the more dangerous.
It really.
Oh, my gosh. CBS, get together. Oh. Sorry, chat.
The day, and especially
Damn.
Des is. I mean, Des, you've tried like 2 or 3 times now to see inside of that, and it's impossible. That front window is really dark.
Yeah, definitely.
Julie!
And the glass is just too dark to be able to see if there's anyone in the passenger seat. But from what I could tell, it seems like this is the only person inside. I did just hear the helicopter overhead say that they saw them throw something out the window back at Van Essen 139. We know that, well, look at this, waiting to get the opportunity to get on the wrong side of the road right here. And okay, now northbound on Hoover here. So, yeah, tossing something out the window. So many times in these pursuits, that ends up being a weapon. So definitely worth wondering if that's, what it was. But the police are almost always privy to that. And, we also have multiple law enforcement helicopters over here. And they did just switch out, I believe, one of the helicopters as well to get a fresh set of eyes and probably a fresh tank of fuel on this. So we are trending northbound here. We are straddling that LAX airspace now, getting ever so close. In fact, yeah, I mean, once we get past the 105 freeway, it's going to get more difficult for all of us, including law enforcement, from what we've been hearing. That's kind of the unprecedented thing, is that there's definitely been times when we've been denied into the airspace, but it's only since last Friday that we've heard incidences where they haven't even been letting, law enforcement in the airspace right now. So potentially some big changes coming with LAX's airspace. For, maybe not this person necessarily, but some of the, let's say, more professional criminals out there, it could just be a matter of time before they find out about that and potentially use that to their advantage.
All right, Des, and we want to welcome our viewers to the news here at 4 o'clock. As you are joining us for CBS LA at 4, we are on breaking news, a pursuit that is underway, that has been underway for about 50 minutes now. This is the pursuit of a shooting suspect.
That's right. We've been monitoring it here from the studio, from the desk as well. Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal with some crazy moves.
Yo, he is dangerous, man. Julie, thank you so much, Julie, for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Julie in the comments, guys.
And stuff. I mean,
hashtag Julie, I appreciate that.
Cyclists out here and not too many pedestrians as we go by what looks like a school right there. Like Amy was saying, I mean, well, I think school is mostly out now at this point, so that's good news. But, we're only getting into afternoon rush hour here. And as we are through 120th and Budlong Street, and just continuing kind of cruising very dangerously, not super fast, but going through stop signs, not really slowing down, wrong side of the road at a lot of different junctures, and just skirting the LAX.
Okay, the poll is out, everyone. Vote. How do you think this will end? Will he just give up?
Still just,
a foot bail?
Trying to determine what
crash?
they're going to do.
Hopefully not.
Try to stop
Spike
this.
strip?
There's a lot of units on the periphery as well, some of them holding back traffic on some streets to try to make this a little bit more safe for the public. And they definitely want to stay behind this person, a shooting suspect. If they haven't given it up already, they're not likely to give this up until it is all over, guys.
Right now, Mike Rogers also monitoring the situation from the desk. Mike, you're hearing from our viewers as well.
Yeah, we are. And I want to actually bring up a question from Wayne. Wayne is watching us from Idaho. Wayne has a question about the LAPD cars. Why don't LAPD have the push bars, but more importantly, they need to get the grapplers installed? So there's a two-part question. I want to answer that. Not LAPD, whoa, close call with the LAPD
my
right
gosh.
there, coming to that intersection. Not every LAPD car has push bars. That doesn't mean they can't do pit maneuvers. That's an important distinction. I, to be honest, don't know why they don't all have push bars. I know some of the newer ones do, some of them don't. But just because it doesn't have push bars doesn't mean they are prohibited from doing pit maneuvers. Every LAPD officer is pit trained. The other question is about the grapplers. Grapplers are something that has kind of been new in law enforcement, and it's this thing that essentially shoots out from underneath the front of the cop car and tangles up the wheels of the rear wheels of the car and brings the car to a slow stop. I have asked our local departments that in the past, the LAPD, the Sheriff's Department, why we don't use those and if there are any plans to use those. And so far, both departments have basically just said we're always looking into it, but right now we don't have them. So not a real clear answer from the departments about why they don't have this. I don't know if it's a cost situation. Obviously, the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department here are very large agencies that have a lot of cop cars. It would cost a lot of money to outfit all of them with that. Wrong side of the road again, coming through the red light there at Western and 132nd. But the push bar question is a good question. Not every LAPD car has push bars, but that doesn't mean they can't do pit maneuvers.
And Mike, wasn't there a time, I remember hearing of a device that they could, you know, basically get the car to stop electronically, mess with it electronically, or is that something that
there's a couple of
Tesla does that shit
out there. One of the other ones is some agencies were playing with, and I think some have it, where similar to the grappler, where it shoots out of the front of the cop car, it's a tracker that would shoot out with a magnet and attach to the rear of the car. I haven't seen that used as much, and I don't know if there are privacy issues with there. If you're technically tracking a car with GPS, do you need a warrant to do that? I don't know all of the ins and outs of that, but that's
a real thing.
Common with agencies, but I think some of the agencies are starting a little bit more to use those grapplers, but not in the Southern California region at all. I've checked with a couple of them. And just looking at some of the other questions here. But yeah, I mean, basically, they're still doing kind of the traditional pit maneuver spike strips here in Southern California.
And Des, we've been struggling to look inside that car because of those very dark tinted windows, the front and back, as well as the sides. But there for a moment, it looked like the sun was kind of shining through. Were you able to get a better look inside that vehicle?
I was not. Unfortunately, the sun is kind of a double-edged sword because it,
all right, guys, I have 3 different POVs, so I'm trying to, I like to see which one's the best, so we can watch this live as possible.
In the rear seats, from what I could see.
So please, again, hit the like button, hit subscribe. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking live coverage on Novesity. Thank you guys so much. Share the
again.
Oh, wow.
Like this is at least the second or third time. And getting a little
Dude, he is dangerous, man.
And I wonder if that's
the
tactic, taking these little chances here, cutting the corners where they can to try to get some distance. We saw some close calls there where they went through an intersection, but LAPD had to slow down to avoid getting, in a crash with an innocent driver. But, look, LAPD, they are still right there back on it.
Is the window down?
Looks like the window is down.
Throw some
hands
out.
This is the first time we've seen this.
Little finger.
Finger, he flipped the bird.
Yeah, it might have been a half a peace sign there that he was flashing. But,
the middle half of the peace sign.
And we know that they had thrown something out the window, according to what we were hearing on the radios earlier. I didn't hear if they.
Yo, this guy's a maniac, chat. He's a maniac. Answer the poll, guys. The poll is on YouTube. Answer the poll.
135th and Van Ness, right there where the suspect was believed to have thrown that out. So again, just hanging out in the same area. Here we go. This is probably the clearest look we can see. And that passenger seat looks empty, so we're gonna go with that. That it is just.
Hopefully, he has no animals, right?
Unless there's anyone hiding in the back seat or God forbid in the trunk or something like that. But
he's watching the stream, right?
LAPD, they have been very intent on not letting the suspect get any distance here, but lots of risks being taken by the suspect and. None of them paying off so far as getting away from the police on the ground.
No, and this did start at Imperial in Vermont, where officers did in fact spot this suspect, and he has really stayed in pretty much the same vicinity and hasn't been using excessive speed, but definitely driving reckless through residential streets. We've seen twice now up on the sidewalk, so this is certainly a dangerous pursuit, as they always are. But he hasn't really been in a
Pat,
position
thank you for the
a
one
pit
gift.
maneuver, but
Shout
like
out to
as you were
Pat.
saying, it's not something that they would be as likely to do because they do know that this is someone who is.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are very generous today.
Again,
Thank you
because they
so
know
much. I'm
this-
very grateful.
Because the car is not, just listening, nobody in the front seat is what the airship is
You
saying.
don't see
So from what they
RPG?
can tell, is
Hopefully
what
not.
Desmond just said. Nobody in the front passenger seat as we go through, wrong way through a drive-through.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nobody in the front passenger seat, but the airship.
He's just going anywhere, chat. He's just going anywhere.
So they can't see into the back seat to tell if there's
Dealer,
anybody
thank
through
you so
there.
much,
And
Dealer.
again, as Desmond
How you been,
mentioned,
dealers?
Maybe this is what his angle is here. If he can, take
Yeah,
kind of
damn
corner
lady,
and
I do
just
remember
enough
that.
distance
I do.
From the people here, or from the law enforcement here, to get away from what they're doing. I do want to, Amy, because you asked about a pit maneuver, and I want to bring up a question. We'll talk about it at the same time. Alondra asked us something similar. We can show that to you on the screen here in just a second as we come through this intersection. But she texted the desk and says, "Why haven't you guys used spike strips to stop the pursuit?" So obviously, a question for law enforcement. But and it's probably the same answer as what we were talking about, Amy, earlier with the pit maneuvers. Because this person is thought to be armed, because the want here is that of a shooting suspect. In order to conduct a pit maneuver or lay out spike strips, if you lay out spike strips, you have to get in front of the car, and that certainly puts officers at risk. Essentially,
Chat, I got the
you
best
see that as
camera.
going through a red light.
Hold on, I got the best camera. My favorite camera. ABC7. The best camera. Period. Don't fight me on it. Don't do it.
That person, which could put them at risk. That's something they probably don't want.
Winding through traffic.
Yeah, let's take a look at what he does here. He's going the wrong way down in towards this intersection. Clearly, he is running the red light, and luckily, folks were able to see him. He wasn't moving really fast, so that makes it a little bit
Thank you,
safer.
dealers. I appreciate
There
that.
he is, again, making a very dangerous turn into another parking lot. It seems
Dude, this guy is a maniac.
thinking that he can get away.
He is a maniac.
Some very tight turns right here as he continues to get through some of these lanes back onto the street here at West Rosecrans Avenue and Prairie Avenue near Bodger Park.
And we have law enforcement expert Bruce Thomas on the phone with us, joining us just now for this police pursuit that's been underway now for almost an hour. Bruce, any thoughts on this? We believe that the suspect wanted was involved in a shooting of some sort. Does that elevate this pursuit?
Very much so, Giovanna, and afternoon, David, also. Yeah, we have a pursuit of a shooting suspect, which means we're looking for a felony suspect, which means the pursuit will not be canceled unless it becomes so inherently dangerous to the public. But they definitely want to take this person into custody. However, now you have a weapon involved, so that does create some tactical problems at the terminus of the pursuit.
So, Bruce, we've been seeing him go through these streets in South Los Angeles. He's largely going closer to the speed limit, but what I noticed is some of these streets are wide open. Is that a point where they could potentially do a pit maneuver, or are they just going to carefully follow him?
Yeah, David, I know you've been to some of the sheriff's training with EVOC. That's ideally what you want, a nice wide street with very minimal pedestrian and vehicular traffic so that you can pit the vehicle, spin it out.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to vote the poll. The poll is in the chat. In order to vote, I think you have to be on your phone or computer.
Yeah, these are pretty
Vote the poll. How will this car chase end? Will he give up? Foot bail?
Window down,
Crash? God forbid.
Turn to the left before
Spike strips.
It
Vote
wasn't enough for
on
us
the poll
to get a
on
good
YouTube
look at him, or if there's anybody else in this vehicle. But obviously, these are those situations, Bruce, where they're going to act like there are going to be multiple threats inside that vehicle.
That's correct. And you also have two passengers, a driver and a passenger. One is supposedly armed. So that creates another issue for law enforcement because they're going to have to get the driver out, then get the passenger out.
We understand that someone in that car bailed at some point a few minutes after the pursuit began. Assuming law enforcement has tried to reach that person, do we have any information on that and what the protocol would be?
Yeah, if law enforcement was in the pursuit and the person did,
This is insane, man.
They would definitely.
He's wild. He's wild.
This person up to gain information, to gain knowledge of the person driving, why they're driving, are they armed, was there a shooting, so that they can have as much tactical information as they can get.
And aside from a pit maneuver or a spike strip, what other
lower his
strategy
window
might
and
law
stick his hand
enforcement
out.
be
There were a few
considering?
people standing there on the sidewalk. It's unclear if he knew those individuals or simply had other intent there. But wrong side of the road here now, since there's
Deborah!
traffic here on
What is going on with you guys today? You guys are so generous.
Thank
you for being so generous. I appreciate that.
A residential neighborhood.
Deborah, thank you so much.
Minutes, Atlanta, this has gotten a little more dangerous here, especially with maneuvers like that. You talked about surveillance mode. At what point did they pull the trigger on that?
Usually, I think they would have done it by now, Michael, considering how long they've been chasing
Let's
this
do
guy
hashtag
now,
Deborah in the
almost
comments.
An hour, and his driving really hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten any better.
Thank you, 70 million. I appreciate that. 70 mil.
Would have been talking about
$1 million man.
which
Thank you so
again is,
much.
Helicopter only. You pull the units off. You don't have them leave the area completely, but you have them back off enough to make it seem that the person is no longer being pursued, and then hopefully they'll just simply pull over, or they'll start to drive a little bit more calmly. I think the reason they're not doing surveillance
Sorry, Jordan.
though, is because, again, this person may potentially be armed.
I can't help but notice how close that black and white is to this car. Typically, when you see a pursuit driver pull on the wrong side of a road, the law enforcement takes the correct side. This guy is on his bumper, what, 3-4 car lengths behind him?
Yeah, that guy is not leaving much room there for the Holy Spirit. The officer right on his tail as he continues to zigzag his
Oh
way here
my
through town.
gosh!
As you said, it's not very typical. Normally, the LAPD unit would go the correct way when the suspect goes the wrong way. But I think they just really want to get this guy. They don't want to give this guy any opportunity to dodge police in any way, which would be very difficult to do with 2 helicopters overhead and what looks to be at least 10 units here of the Los Angeles Police Department. And again, we're not in their jurisdiction. We're actually in Inglewood. Inglewood has its own police department. So you would venture to say, well, why don't they get involved? They can if they want to, but at this point, the LAPD is not relinquishing it to anybody else. They want to get
Yes, this is live.
whoever is in this vehicle. So they're going to
Yes, guys,
stay
we
on
are
it.
live right now, guys. This is a live car chase. I'm showing you guys the best POVs that I pulled. Credit goes to Wilson for letting me know about the car chase. I really appreciate that. And for one of the feeds, thank you so much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We cover true crime, breaking live coverage, and trending topics on Novesity Live every single day until I can't no more, literally. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys so much, even for the new people.
And you can see that he's now on a bigger street. This is going to be El Segundo Boulevard, and a couple of people there standing outside of this apartment complex. Unclear if they just heard about this pursuit and that's why they came out to see it, or if they know this individual in any way. Because you'll notice the passenger window is actually down now, so that's interesting. You wonder if they pulled it down to get a better look at whoever was standing there. But you can kind of see the person there. I see them wearing what looks to be a white T-shirt. And again, we do think that there's 2 people in the vehicle. I have heard them say that over the police scanner. But of course, there's always the possibility that they could have pulled over at some point and dropped the passenger off. But it does appear to me that there's still potentially 2 people inside.
And frankly, we don't know if it's the driver or the passenger who may be wanted for that shooting in November, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Colleen. That's a great point. At this point, it's unclear. And you would obviously wonder, like, well, if the driver is not responsible, why wouldn't they pull over? You don't know the circumstances involved in the relationship between these 2 individuals and if that other person is armed. So I'm zooming in here. I see that white T-shirt again. I really want to double check to see if the passenger is still on board, because you'll remember that at one point there was a passenger and that person actually threw something out of the vehicle. However, of course, the vehicle could have stopped at some point, let that person out, and then the driver continued. So I'll continue to say that there's a possibility that there's a passenger on board, but hopefully I'll get an opportunity to take a better look.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, as we approach 4:15 here, Eliana, we know that this particular area is going to get busy with.
Bethany said, at least he ain't naked.
Vehicles on
That's
the
true.
road as well. So again, it bears repeating and asking once again, the end game for the LAPD at this point. Will they stay with ground units? Will they just do, observe from the air? Again, it's getting dicey out here.
Yeah, damn lady, it was.
Yeah, I think there would be a better
He's slowing down a little bit.
for them to
Maybe he's just getting by, you know?
go into surveillance mode if they knew that this person wasn't.
See, he's careful when he needs to be, chat.
That is why the units just have to stay behind him at this point. But airships are going to stay on this regardless of whether those units do pull off at some point. But I am actually getting a little new information that I want to share with you here that is coming from our assignment desk, who is in communication with the LAPD. And they are telling us that the suspect is wanted for a shooting, but that shooting was not a homicide. So thankfully, the victim in all of this did not die of his or her injuries, but nonetheless, this person wanted for shooting another individual.
You know, Michael Ileana, as I look at this, especially when he was in the residential area, it almost looked like he was looking for a place to land or stop there.
Telemundo, go ahead.
Yeah, so again, new information from Eliana here. The shooting suspect in this gray Ford Fusion was involved in a shooting. However, it wasn't a homicide. This happened last November. LAPD in hot pursuit. We counted, 9, 10 ground units behind. There are 2 airships. And Colin, you mentioned
Jazzy,
here,
you are on a roll, girl. Thank you so much, Jazzy Julie. Oh!
To the tail of this
Yo, dude, he's so close to hitting someone. God forbid.
He's about 2-3 car lengths, but he's never been any more than 4 or 5 car lengths behind.
Yo, this guy
him.
is crazy.
Again, as you point out, this is the LAPD. This is a suspect. We believe there are at least 2 people in the car, a passenger and a driver. Not sure which one is the suspect here.
No, there's only a driver, I think.
For a shooting that happened in November. And as we heard from Ileana, and she's been on this since about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Thank you, Tornado.
It's all
Appreciate
been surface streets. There's been
Dude, this guy is nuts.
He's been in neighborhoods. He's been in that commercial area in Inglewood, and he's been up and down Rosecrans. But once again, he appears to be back in a residential area and going, 25, 35 miles an hour?
Nah, he was going a mix. He was going higher than that. He was Tokyo
earlier,
drifting it.
Weaving in it at the top of the hour. But again, driving on the wrong side of the road, again, speeds increasing, not indicative of what we're seeing here right now. As you mentioned, Colleen, sticking primarily to the speed limit here in these residential neighborhoods.
You have to think that because the officers know who's in that car, at some point there's some sort of a negotiation going on. There's a phone call going on between either the driver and or the passenger here. And we say passenger because at one point, Ileana said she noticed that the passenger window went down. It appeared that
turn that back on
out of the car, which, of course, when you've got multiple officers,
we definitely don't want no one hurt, though.
Units will stop and
we don't play with
whatever
injuries on
that
this channel. You guys know that.
In terms of possible evidence.
Again, guys, if you haven't, please check, hit the like, hit subscribe. I would appreciate that. Everyone is welcome on this channel. Love you guys. Even if you're new, you just tuned in.
Athens area.
No matter where you're at, where you came from.
And you know, this is where
thank you so much for at least giving me your time. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Here, even if he has a red light, he tends to barrel right through. That is the one moment we've seen him hesitate here, and it's because he had oncoming traffic.
Dude, this guy is nuts.
This time around, but we've seen
luckily
several close.
The collision was avoided, so he is now Southwestern Avenue.
Yes, and we are seeing several more patrol cars following this suspect's vehicle now. I don't know if Air 7 can pull out, but there were, I think I counted 5 or 6. Does that mean or suggest any change in strategy, Bruce? And also, what is the conversation like among the officers who are following?
Well, when you talk about the number of patrol vehicles, you have a primary, a secondary, and then you have a supervisor vehicle. Also, with the additional vehicles, that's for support. At the terminus or end of the pursuit, since you have multiple suspects, teams of arresting officer teams will then have to take one into custody, then the second one into custody, and then they still have
James,
to
I
clear
did.
the car. So you need a labor.
70 mil, I appreciate you. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for all your hard work you do. Speaking to everyone in chat, we love you. Of course, everyone. I'm very fair. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Blessings to you, man.
50 miles an hour. I'm sure that's over the speed limit, but it's not as bad as we've seen in other pursuits. So he's not out of control when it comes to speed, but he's definitely out of control when it comes to, like this, going the going the wrong way down certain lanes.
I love your name
turning
too.
on tight corners.
$70 million.
So there is danger there. It's just
I wish you 70 million, man, in your life. I do.
This one, at least at this moment.
Yeah, the other thing too, which happens is they re-rack all the video footage from the news stations in this case, and they go back and they put a whole list of
Guys, I'm gonna keep the feed, but I'd like to hear the audio.
the red light, driving on the wrong side of the road, speed, all those things. Yes,
Into the tail of that car at this point, 9 to 10 units behind with 2 airships overhead.
We talk about time, and really, the LAPD, I look at the car behind him. He almost pulls up like he's speeding up, getting ready to execute a pit maneuver, and then he just sort of backs off a little bit. It's typically what happens. They stay very, very close, and then they
he is
as
out.
you pointed out, they're not sure if a person in that car is armed.
It is 4:21. We have had this pursuit since the top of the 4 o'clock newscast. LAPD has been in pursuit well over an hour.
Ms. Cuckoo, thank you so much for the 3. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Guys, you're so kind. For real, thank you.
Area.
Back to a residential area. It might be one of the same areas that he's already been down. But again, those speed bumps, the LAPD, as you mentioned, it looks as if he's going to pull up behind it.
Well, he almost gets that sort of menacing where he steps on the gas and he steps up. So you see him in your rearview mirror, but then he backs off just a little bit.
Yeah, they're on deck.
I see my boy Major Moose. I see you.
Place because there are very few other cars except parked cars. And you do see a few people standing out on the street.
And we've seen that.
Little bumps, little
many
bumps.
people who
Angel Eyes. He says, I was calling for you, Angel Eyes, yesterday. I didn't know who he was.
And again,
thank
watching
you.
from the sidelines here as this driver at any given time can ratchet the speeds up to 50, 60 miles per hour. Right now, about 20.
Thank you so. Is it Taja or
these residential neighborhoods? But
again, is it Taja, right?
He goes
Please tell
down
me I said that
here.
right.
Half commercial, half
and Gabby.
residential.
Thank you so much, Angel Eyes.
And LAPD
love you so
sticking to the
much.
rear
Thank
of the
you.
car.
We have with us on the phone right now Ryan Railsback, retired police officer. Ryan, are you with us?
I sure am.
Okay, tell us what you see when you see this.
Slim Goodness, thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate you.
Do you think this is a neighborhood he's...
Oh, look, they're screaming. Look, they're recording. They're recording. Look.
Well, usually when
he knows, Chad. He knows.
Just kind of staying in the same area, they are familiar with it. Whether they live there, they frequent there. It kind of gives the impression that whoever's driving seems to know.
Wait, he's stopping. He's stopping.
You see the picture now? He's stopping. So that Ford Fusion
doors are
stopped.
quickly
He
open,
seems to be in.
and they're giving him instructions. You see they're right on him. I don't see a lot of cooperation. The door is partially open. I don't know if there's
what's going
on, or if he is just sitting there.
What is going on?
Trying to figure out what he's going to do. Obviously, Bruce, very tense situation right now, knowing that this could be an armed suspect.
Yeah, very much so.
Danielle, thank you so much.
In the vehicle, it looked like some of the footage looked like it was a single person in that vehicle, but you don't know until you actually clear the vehicle who or what is in that vehicle. But you have an armed suspect, so in this case, everything is up on.
He got his hands out.
Right.
Yeah. At this point, the driver appears to be wanting to cooperate. He is stepping out of the vehicle, or is about to, with his both hands up and visible for law enforcement.
Yeah, his hands are largely out. He is looking directly out.
Danielle, thank you. Slim Goodness, thank you.
But he's not necessarily doing exactly what
he's not running.
But he is. At least he's standing.
He just dropped something.
Yeah, it looks like there is some communication.
He dropped his phone? Pick up your pants.
I can't see what he dropped because he's basically standing right at it. It's at his feet in front of him.
I don't think he's going to run, Chad. I don't think he's going to run. I don't think so.
He is standing up with his hands up. Hopefully that is not a gun on the ground. And if it is, it poses some complications for, I imagine, police officers. But something has fallen. It's something dark that has fallen at his feet right in front of him as his back is to the officers. What do you do in that situation? Oh, well, let me continue.
He's following instructions.
Bruce,
could be a phone.
Away from that dark object. He is cooperating. He's stepping largely away from the vehicle.
Don't worry, Chad. I got it. I'm going to zoom it in for us. I got you.
But it looks like he's cooperating.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We're giving him verbal commands: step out of the vehicle, keep your hands up, maybe walk back to us, or step away.
What do you guys think that is?
Get on your knees.
It looks like a phone, right?
Hands out of your sides. They'll tactically move in and handcuff him And then if there's a second person, they'll do the exact same thing, a mirror image of what they just did.
Right, that's a good point. He is now flat on
Look,
the
he's
ground.
flat.
His hands are out. He's on his
Look at
stomach.
him. He looks
His
like a
head is turned
starfish.
away from officers.
Look.
I guess now they're going to check the vehicle. As
I'm
they
just
are
hanging out down
slowly
here.
approaching it in a sort of a stack and starting to look inside the vehicle. As
I'm
I
just
said
laying
before,
down.
It is a tinted vehicle.
Like a
It's tough to
starfish.
see inside the windows, but they are right on top of it.
Patrick.
And you can see they're slowly searching the back seat, moving up to the passenger side. They're looking inside the vehicle. It seems to be clear. They haven't given the clear sign yet, but by their physicality, it doesn't look like there's a threat inside the vehicle, but they may want to open it up here and take a closer look, which I think they're going to do. In the meantime, the suspect is on his stomach, looking away from the officers about
Nah, he's not going to
8 feet
run.
from the vehicle.
Just imagine he gets
right
up and
now,
run.
He
Bro.
is cooperating. And you could see somebody down on the ground is barking orders to the officers on how to handle this. I don't see anything specific happening right now, but they haven't opened up the doors to the vehicle or the trunk right now. They are still handling the situation very carefully. They're approaching the suspect. Eyes are on the suspect. Now officers are on the suspect, about to handcuff him. So that part of the threat seems to be taken care of. And they've moved largely away from the car, but they haven't opened the doors, Bruce.
Yeah, based on the posture you're seeing, it appears that there is just one suspect, and they're going to form an arrest team that will move in on him, take him into custody, and this is ultimately what we want. No one gets hurt or injured, and the bad guy.
I didn't even do anything, bro. I didn't even do it. Let me go, bro.
And now he is detained, and they are walking him to a police vehicle now. So
You're the right to remain silent, and then you do be using to get a You're going to jail for being on jail. For being stupid. What you got in your pocket? Let me
Bruce,
see.
thank you so much for helping us out on
What's
this
this?
one.
Okay,
I'm glad it's over.
You got Starburst.
And
Let's see. You got
nobody
Pokemon
seems to be hurting
cards.
this when the vehicle is now
Spy
cleared.
Kids watch.
All
No,
right,
no, no.
thanks for,
I need that
staying
Spy
with
Kids
us
watch, bro. Come on.
That pursuit, it is now over.
moving on to other news this afternoon.
Is going to be a residential street about Crenshaw.
Always do that because you never know what might be in there. He may have
Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new, you just tuned in. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking live coverage. Consider hitting the subscribe button. We cover a lot of wild stuff on this channel. If not, stuff like this, true crime, a lot of diversified content here on this channel. I would appreciate it again if you haven't liked, subscribed, do the whole thing. Just double check if you did. It doesn't cost you absolutely nothing, zero. I would appreciate it. So we just
the pursuit near
saw this pursuit in Los Angeles, California.
This is coming to an end in the Hawthorne area on Perchie Avenue, and this was the scene earlier. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Marla Tejas. Thank you to our police specialist, law enforcement.
So the end of the poll,
Tim
guys.
Lynn, for hopping on the line with us. We'll have
22% of you guys says he will give up
at 5 o'clock in just about 30 minutes from right now. You can expect that with Phil Schuman in for Christine Devine. The end of pursuit.
It's okay.
No injuries to report. A suspect in custody. We'll send you off to TMZ. Already in progress.
Have we? No. Who was that? She scared the. Oh my gosh. She scared me, chat. What? How did I come up with my name? It has my name in it. And I combined it with city, so it's for the community. You get it? So like, I live in New York City, and within the city, we have about 8.5 million people. And I put my name and mixed it with it, and Novesity. But you pronounce it Novesity. And yeah. Thank you so much, Angel Eyes. I appreciate you. Yeah, that lady scared me, man. All right, chat. Let's get back to Nancy Guthrie case. We just wrapped up the car chase. This is the ending of it right here. So don't go anywhere. We are talking about Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old missing woman. We are going to go right back to that. Oh man, I'm tired. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Nancy Guthrie the reward is now $300,000. Yeah, card shop. Yeah, that's what happened, man. It's kind of crazy. YouTube was, I think YouTube fixed it pretty quick, though. YouTube fixed that really quick. In other news, yeah. A few of Nancy's neighbors seem to be annoyed by the media on the street. But some seem happy we are here. And one woman just told me, quote, "We want all of you to stay because we want the attention and we want Nancy home," says Brian Enton over at Twitter. Between the FBI, 88 Crime, and the Milwaukee lawyer, the combined reward is now over $300,000. Wilson, right. $300,000. Bruh. Thank you guys for hitting the like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, for real. Thank you. All right. Let's get back on track. Just little updates every now and then. Let's talk about this new ransom note. They just did a new interview. So let's take a look.
Charles Laudabaudiere for more now on that newest ransom note that just came in today. Charles, what time did this email come in? And this one seems different from the ones you've received before.
Yeah, this one is different for a couple of reasons, which we'll get into. But it came in early this morning. I think it was about 1 a.m. On the West Coast. And it is different in that the crypto account that is attached is not the same as the one from the original alleged ransom note that we got on Tuesday after Nancy's abduction. So can't tell if it's the same person behind this or if this is an all-new person or if it's just a hoax, but the demand is slightly different. The money is about the same. It's still roughly $6 million, but not in Bitcoin, in a different cryptocurrency. And then it is this very elaborate demand that involves the media, directly involves the media. And in fact, it sort of puts the media reporting on this case as a trigger into their payment. It is a very bizarre and complex caper that they've sort of created here. And, you know, of course, we've shared this with the FBI. I don't know. When I looked at it, I thought this is too detailed. And there were a lot of things, I'll be honest, I had to look up to learn about cryptocurrency to even understand what it was they were requesting. But we passed it on to the FBI, and I don't know if they will look at it and think the detail means that it's real, or if the detail means that it's just something that someone's cooked up in their brain. But it is
right, and we should remind our audience and everybody out there that if you're doing this, sending a note like this, and it's not real, it's still a very serious crime, which the FBI has said it will prosecute very aggressively, as well as the sheriff's department. What do you mean by this elaborate demand around media reporting? I'm not sure I understand that.
It basically, it's without revealing too much. And again, we're walking this fine line where, of course, we are reporting this, but we also don't want to do anything that would impede or harm the investigation. But they're paying attention. It's very clear that they are paying attention to the media. And I don't mean just TMZ, but all of the media reporting on this, and that they have now tied that reporting into this demand, or how things would be triggered if things went the way they wanted them to. And I don't know that there's any reason why the FBI would say, okay, we're going to play ball with you, other than if they really feel like this person has some information. So
And just very quickly, Charles, no proof of life, no proof that they have her.
no proof of life, no proof that they have her, and that's been the holding point here for the family, for the FBI, is that that's something they wanted. This person, if it is the same person, still not giving it. If it's a new person,
We shall
still
see.
not offering that. Yeah.
And we should note that Harvey Levin, your co-executive producer, said today, this is it. We're not going to be broadcasting any more of these emails that we get.
What we were talking about there, just Elizabeth, real quick, I know we got to go, but the demand notes that we were getting, that person, and that's not this. This is a different person altogether. It's a different address. So it's not that
You're
person.
talking about the 50,000 Bitcoin demands.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, Charles, thank you so much.
All right.
For
I know it's a
joining
lot.
us. I know it is a lot. Thank you. Really appreciate it. All right. Let's
Thank you for watching.
I know it is a lot. I agree, ladies and gentlemen. If you wish for me to explain all this Bitcoin stuff, the timeline, I can. This is their 6th note, 1 at the very beginning, 4 like in the middle, and this is, I believe, is the recent one. This was today. Keep up the great work. Do a deep dive on the effectiveness of polygraphs. Then you would understand why they aren't used in court. I could, James, if you want me to on stream. I know that they're not admissible in court. Almost always not admissible in court. It's not like a definitive thing for anyone just to understand that if you didn't know that. But I could definitely like do, if you want. They're not significantly reliable enough. The courts find that. They're not. But I can though if you want me to. The effectiveness, basically. This is a great super chat, James. Thank you for allowing me to see it, and everyone else that's watching this podcast. I apologize. I had coffee and a butter roll, and it's not doing well in my stomach. So if I keep burping, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Bethany says, strong thunderstorm in Michigan. Oh, okay. I'll be praying for the people in Michigan for sure. Yeah. Thank you, Wilson. I appreciate you. So, TMZ in this note and all these other things. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. TMZ. I know many of you guys don't believe TMZ because why are they the only ones getting this note? It could be because they were the one, that went viral for it. It got the word out and people are trying to either abuse it or use it in a nefarious way to get income. It's not nice.
Welcome back to Fox 10 Talks. I'm Brian.
Okay, let's go to TMZ. Thank you guys for the 1,000 likes. We officially hit that. Thank you so much. Oh, gosh. I need to stop with this podcast looking thing on TMZ. All right, let's see what this is about. So first, let's take it a day back. Just real quick, it's a 5-minute video to better understand this.
We have some developments in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping case. First of all, the testing of that glove, the DNA testing in Florida, is complete. Now, that doesn't answer the questions about whose DNA is it and are they connected to this kidnapping? Because under federal law, the glove has to be tested in the state where the glove is found. That is the requirement.
Yes, Miss Boo Boo, I could do that.
Before they can put it in the CODIS system. CODIS is Combined DNA Intake System. That has 27 million DNA profiles. And in order to check out the DNA in that system, in the CODIS system, the glove has to be tested in the state where it was found, and that is Arizona. That glove, we're told, is in Arizona right now. This is called a PCR test. It's the most sophisticated DNA test. It's the gold standard. Usually takes just a day to get the results. We are told that in the next 24 hours, once that glove is tested and the results are in, that profile will go into the CODIS system. So that should be resolved within 24 hours and maybe sooner. Now, we are also told, and I think this is really interesting, that the glove that was tested is not the glove that the New York Post found. It is a different glove.
I told y'all.
Up to
I
this
tried to
point,
tell y'all.
everybody, and really us included, we assumed that was the glove. We are now told by people connected to this, it is not the glove. It is a different glove that authorities found 2 miles from Nancy's house. Now, something else that we have learned. There are stories out there that gun shops have been given around 40 names of people that the FBI wanted to check to see if people bought a certain type of gun, namely the gun that was in the holster of the presumed kidnapper. We told you this is a semi-automatic handgun. So what we found out is that they have already checked out the holster to see who has bought a similar holster in that area. And the names that were given to the gun shops are people who actually bought that type of holster. And it's not like those people are all people of interest, but what they want to find is, did somebody both buy a holster like that and buy a gun like that? And then all of a sudden, they're going to be real interested in that person. So that is why the FBI is checking out gun shops in that area. Final thing I want to say is that the man who has been sending us emails demanding to know, demanding money in return for information leading to the identity of the kidnapper and the location of Nancy Guthrie. We have received now numerous letters from this person. We are not going to talk about this person anymore because if I tell you that he sent us another letter but didn't give us the information, and I keep telling you he sent us another letter and another letter, then suddenly when I stop, everybody's going to figure out, oh, he must have finally given the information, and that could screw up the investigation because that information is going to go immediately to the FBI, and then they're going to do their thing. So by definition, if we keep saying, we got another one, we got another one, we got another one, and all of a sudden we say we're not going to talk, you're going to figure out that means he just gave it up, and it could then tip off the kidnapper. So we're not going to say anything more unless and until we get that information and pass it on to the FBI, and at some point then we will let you know. And also, that creates a public record for the person who would give us this information that it could lead to the kidnapper and therefore entitle them to the reward. So radio silence on that front, but there is movement. And, I will say one other thing, that I spoke to a law enforcement source today who said that this is gumshoe detective work right now, that they are just chasing down every possible lead they can to try and find the kidnapper and Nancy Guthrie. But right now, they don't have a straight line to a suspect or even person of interest. But when this DNA profile is done, maybe they will. And when this gun is possibly located where somebody purchased it and it matches the holster, that could be a hot lead. But for now, it is gumshoe detective work.
What are your thoughts on that? It seems like Harvey is getting some fatigue on this. That's what it seems like so far. I'm going to keep it real. Ghost Pikachu, thank you so much. No, time to put my video idea. I will send you a message, Ghost Pikachu. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I'm going to be taking phone calls. Yeah, I'm going to be taking phone calls later. So you want to do that, Ghost Pikachu? You could do that. Rather than me reading off of it which you can say it better for yourself, is better that way, Ghost Pikachu, you know? Yeah, poor TMZ. Yeah, I can see Harvey is like, yo. Harvey is over this, bro. I can see it. This case is like, it's incredibly messy. So many ransom notes and a lot of things are happening.
The search for Nancy Guthrie has...
Okay, guys, this is the recent video he just dropped, guys. So let's lock in.
...has gone international. We have learned the FBI has told federal Mexican law enforcement to tell various police agencies to be on the lookout for Nancy and her kidnapper. Now, our law enforcement sources are telling us that it is possible they believe that Nancy was taken across the border, but they doubt if she is across the border that it happened directly after the kidnapping. We're told that because we know now that the FBI checked cameras, Border Patrol cameras, and also other various electronic devices. We are asked not to be specific about that, and they have come up dry. There is nothing showing any movement across the border where they suspect Nancy Guthrie was in that car. Now, that said, we're told that she could have been taken at some point after the kidnapping, a day or so later or 2 days later. They just don't
really,
know.
Card Shop? I didn't know that.
Obviously, there is a way to get across the border undetected. But right now, they have put the word out, and so far, no luck. There is something else. TMZ obtained another ransom note today. This is a highly sophisticated demand involving a form of crypto, not Bitcoin.
Because Bitcoin comes in different forms of, it's not Bitcoin, excuse me, crypto. There's different form of crypto. So you have Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge. You have a lot, guys. There's a lot. I can create a crypto right now. It's just, there's a lot out there. AKA scam coins, for real. There's a lot of those. A lot of scam coins. Jazzy Julie says, no, that podcast about skinwalkers scared the hell out of me. So that wasn't a podcast. So No Cross is not a podcast, Jazzy Julie. That's just me live streaming. It's not a podcast. But I hope I didn't scare you too much, Julie. Well, that was Florida Girl and Ginger. They scared you. But yeah, it was wild. We did talk about a little about it yesterday here, but we had to take that to North Cross. So thank you, Jazzy Julie, for your continued support, girl. Like, for real, thank you. But yes, more Nove Cross streams for sure. For sure. Thank you, Jazzy Julie. I appreciate your support. But the crypto has fallen. It doesn't matter if crypto has fallen. It can always go right back up. That's why crypto is one of the best forms of payment, because it's just not controlled by a bank. It's public information. You can keep your name out of it. You can make money. It's just so much. Crypto is, I'm not gonna lie, just because it's good. It's good stuff. It is. But it's that's why they're trying so hard to put restrictions on it, and it's tough.
Now, it is demanding roughly the same amount as the demand letter we received, shortly after the kidnapping,
Oh, look at that, the $6 million.
$6 million demand. It's not exactly that, but it's close to that. The demand graphically describes the consequences if the demand is not met. It also involves the media, saying that the media essentially becomes a go-between, a trigger, if you will, for getting this ransom money. We have been asked not to be specific about any of that beyond what we've just said. We have forwarded this on to the FBI, and they are looking into it. The email that we received today does not have the same crypto account as the crypto account in that first ransom letter that we received. A couple of other things. We told you yesterday that the FBI went around to various gun stores in the Tucson area with a list of names, trying to see if anybody on that list bought a gun at any of these shops. We were told, and we told you this yesterday, that the list was created by the people who had purchased a holster similar to the one that the kidnapper was wearing. The FBI had gone to Walmart and other retailers created this list, we are told that this did not bear fruit, that so far it turned up nothing, that there was no match here of somebody buying a gun and buying that holster, at least from that.
That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. I'm complete. That right there. It's hitting me. Chat, the fatigue is hitting me. You guys are so right about that, man. No match from the photos or names. Nothing from the preliminary results from the DNA. Now we gotta wait for the genetic genealogy. I have been following this so much, and that's the last thing. That's the last hit of something here. Something. How can these people that took an 84-year-old elderly woman from her home and just get away with this? There's something more that's missing. How can they do this? How can they get away? Oh my gosh, bro. I can't think of anything. The only one possible thing, and I think I'm gonna stick to this. The only thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I can think of is that there is a master plan. Somebody masterfully pulled this off. This cannot be that guy at the video camera. On that video camera. No, there's no way. Nothing. Gloves, all this. Nothing. Nothing. There is something more to this. I'm standing on that. I'm tired of this. This is like this dead end. Again, I'm not saying nothing bad about the FBI and sheriff. That's not what I'm saying. I get it. A lot of fucked up shit between them. Really. But they're doing their job. But nothing is coming up. Nothing. And every day people are telling me, no, it takes time. This is going to happen. But Nancy, you got to understand. I'm going to say this carefully. Nancy doesn't have that. Nancy is missing. I know you keep telling me that, but Nancy, we don't know. You understand that? You got that? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I'm just so worried for this lady. Wondering who is profiting off of this from GoFundMe. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know anything about that, but Ghost Pikachu. Try to, I mean, again, everybody's going to be able to speak their minds. But if you have info on that, I did hear about a GoFundMe, about raising money to pay the ransom. I tried to do that at the beginning. Remember when you guys told me not to do that? I said, let's start a funding so I can pay that off. I don't take nothing, no money. I want $0. I just want to help. I would do that for you. If any one of you looking at me, I would do that for you. Because this is not right. Ghost Pikachu says that video cam sus is BS. Damn, Ghost Pikachu is like, Ghost Pikachu has a lot to say. Ghost Pikachu has a lot to say. Don't worry about it. Save that for tonight. Don't worry about it. Save it for tonight. Save it for tonight. I got you, Ghost Pikachu. No, go to Mexico. I think it's a robbery when, go to Mexico. No, Major Moose, I am not going, bro. Hey, I'm good. Major Moose, I'm good on that, brother. Yeah, Slim, yeah. It's all BS. Yeah. At this point, I can see how it is. I know, chat. I know. Don't blame me. If you're mad at me for covering this, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I know what you guys say. No worry, no, it's your channel. You do what you want. That's true. But, guys, I promise this is just coming from a warm, loving spot in my heart. I promise you, it really is. Not because she resembles my mother, but hi, Mustard. How are you? If this my mother, my family would have been looking for her. I understand that too, Southern. I understand, guys. I know. I would too. I would too. Damn, you guys are really frustrated in the chat. Damn, you guys are frustrated. I did not know you guys were this frustrated. I didn't know. I hope I'm not a contribution towards that. I apologize. Your beard, you like the haircut? Thank you so much, Gigi. I appreciate that. Oh, Ghost Pikachu, we love you. Ghost Pikachu, I love you, man. I appreciate you. You're so sweet, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to Ghost Pikachu in the chat. Actually, Ghost Pikachu sound like 4 donos, dude. You don't have to do that at all. This is a free coverage. I don't ever ask for nothing, brother. You know that. You're so good. I appreciate you, Ghost Pikachu. I love you, man. Why are there no search parties? That's a good question. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't cynical moms. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how to answer this. I don't know how to answer this. I don't. Somebody caught me in this. What was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday? I don't know. I think maybe because they have evidence of somebody that's dangerous and kidnapping and they had weapons. Maybe that's why it's not a search party. You get what I'm saying? Like how Sebastian Rogers, he wandered off. But in this case, Nancy, she was taken by armed kidnapper or kidnappers. So maybe that's why, you know? Oh, thank you, David. I love you, man. Thank you. I love you guys so much in the chat. I don't even know, bro. I guess this is why I spend the most time with you guys more than anything. Fellas and ladies, I love you guys. Thank you for being so kind today and saying nice things and supporting and watching. Just thank you so much. I just want you to understand this, all right? Just thank you. It's not much to search. Yeah. Nova has a wife? I don't, Lioness. I don't know who's saying that. How did this get into the chat again? I don't have a wife. What? I have family in Mexico. They will hook you up with good burritos. I would take that. Clem says, I love you too, Lena. Lena's so cute, que linda. Don't forget the private jet that left at 4 a.m. Private jet that left at 4 a.m. I don't know nothing about that. How did I miss that? Can you send me some? Who is that? Who said this? Clem, can you please send me that information, please? Can you send that to me? Can anyone? Private jet. I don't know how I missed that. You're talking about Nancy Guthrie, because that's what I'm referring to. Not Sebastian. I know if you talk about Sebastian, I know what you're talking about. Love that you got rid of the beard, Marcia. Marcia, thank you. I had to, but I'm growing it back. Thank you, Marcia. I appreciate you for the super chat. Again, you don't have to do any of this stuff, guys. I never ask. I never even mention it. You don't have to send super. Let me shut up. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I know. I keep doing that. I know, guys. You're gonna say don't block your blessings. Shut up. No, leave it alone. You're right. I apologize. I just have to stop doing that. Thank you so much, Marcia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Vegas with the 5 gifted. Guys, Vegas gave out. Oh, she's a Ruby member. Dude, you're insane, Vegas. Dude, how many months is that, Vegas? You're insane. Vegas, thank you so much. I appreciate the 5 gifted. If you get a membership from Vegas, please say thank you. She's doing that from a kindness of a heart. Thank you so much. The FBI should have been called first, especially if you are, is it Joe? That's Janae? Is this Janae? Artist, you're Janae, right? They should have been called. You're right. They should have, artists. I agree with you 100%. 100%. But they weren't. It was days later that happened. Unfortunately, they should have been there. They should have been there. You guys are right. You guys are absolutely right. I know. I see the frustration in the comments. Like, I'm really taking the time today to better understand my audience and cater to you and give you a voice instead of me. I'm distracted by so much, guys. So I'm really taking the time to look into the comments, subscribers, non-members, members, and I want to understand you. So I see the frustration. I do. Southern, thank you for the one gifted. I appreciate you, Southern. Left Tucson at 4 a.m. the morning she was missing. Left Tucson at 4 a.m. the morning she was missing. Can I? Who, Clem? Who? Wait, who, Clem? I think we might. Is this something that I'm missing? Left Tucson at 4 a.m. the morning she was missing. Who? Can you give context, please? Who took a? Am I missing something here? This is something I don't know about. Where are the search parties? T-shirt. I don't know. Again, probably because the kidnappers are dangerous. That's why there's no search parties. That's probably why. Guys, I am not having a kid. I don't know who is saying this stuff. I am not having a baby, a girl. I'm not having a girl. I don't have a wife. What is happening here? 70 mil. Oh, 70 mil in the chat. Did you say we have to super chat, or was I? Yo, 70 mil is funny. 70 mil is new, guys, to the stream, and I don't know. It's funny to me. I appreciate that 70 mil. I love that name, bro. 70 mil. 70 mil. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for the. I'm very humbled and I'm thankful. Thank you. Shout out to 70 mil in the comments, guys. Law enforcement has to invite. They don't have to. The FBI could they can literally, let me just put it in simple terms. They can initiate contact with local law enforcement and put their assistants there. And you know, they don't have to, they don't have to be the other way around. They can reach anybody could talk to whoever and make that contact. The sheriff it was just a bit late. I agree with that. I'm going to have to, especially given the circumstances and how the severity of this case, as anyone else who is missing, you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Throp, hi, Throp, how are you? Again, 70 mil, thank you so much. Hi, Throp, how are you? It's good to see you in the comments. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know if she will ever return. I don't know who these kidnappers are. I can't even figure this out. I don't know, guys. I don't have the answers for all this stuff. I'm not that good at this. I don't have the resources. I don't have that resources. I don't. I have no idea. What I would do is that if I was in Tucson and I had the funding for it, like if I could somehow go out there, I would be knocking on people's doors. You know how people call in for tips and they don't get to the tips, or they skip by it, or whatever? Knock one by one, with respect. I hope I won't, they won't get mad at me for doing that. But I'll be like, hey, just want to know if you guys have any mentions, any tips on this. Imagine that, taking 100 tips in one day, every day. You get up to 1,000. I know that's a full-time job, but I would do that, If I was out there, if I can do something about that. The private jet heading to Mexico. Clem, do you have any, I don't know. You have any article on that? Clem, can you tell me? I'm ready to listen, Clem. Please, let me know. This is like cat and mouse game. The family said that they would paid. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I still today don't understand that. They would pay, but they didn't pay. And all these ransom notes. Remember, guys, you have to understand the original ransom note the original one is what the FBI was glued to, and they still are. So I still want to understand what's in there. They didn't specify the details. We still don't know probably half of what's in there. We know the amount, what happens if you don't, and what they want, and the address. But that's all. Like, that's all we have. That's what make this, that's scary. But they also should provide proof of life. I mean, you would think so, right? Like, how do we know that you, that's why I understood Jazzy Julie. Like, when we were taking phone calls, I sympathize. I understood what you guys were talking about. Even Go, I forgot her name was Go. She mentioned that she wouldn't pay. I understand that. Please don't grow it back. Okay, Marcia, I won't. I won't. Thank you so much, Marcia. Rosalind says, you crack me up. No, I love you. I love you too, Rosalind. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I love you too. I love you more. I love all you guys. Guys, this is so much super chats. You don't have to do this at all, guys. This is a free, I don't ask for any of this stuff. Please, you don't have to do any of this. You guys know this, right? I don't deserve any of your time, but your money. This is your hardworking money. You guys, you don't have to do any of this. I am not worthy of none of this. Guys, you're insane. Thank you so much. But please, you don't have to do this. Okay, Nov, I see you looking suavecito. Brittany! Brittany, where have you been? Actually, I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you, Brittany. I am mad at you. Brittany, where you been? Brittany, how you been? How do people remain mad at someone? How do you, like, I mean, I could be vindictive, but I'm still mad at you. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate that. I had to get rid of the beard, Brittany. I had to. I had to do it, you know? Maker would pay high dollar for that scruff. Yo, Finger, I'm dead. What's going on? oh, guys, you won't believe what happened to my beard. What I did with it. Post a pic in community board. Oh, okay, Clem. Clem, I'm going to take a look at that. That's a very good, that's good. People don't know about the community board over at YouTube. People do not know about that. If you don't want to join the Discord, you can post in the community board over at YouTube. You just visit the community, and there you go. Okay, I'm going to take a look. Clem, thank you so much, Clem. Thank you, Chrissy Alman. How are you? Chrissy, shout out to Chrissy Alman. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The hold up search is risks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, what's your name? This is just a drill bit. I love your name. Yo, these are the best names on YouTube. You guys are incredible. That's a good name. But yes, I concur. It's just too dangerous. These people are dangerous. We don't know who they are. Get me to go. Hey, you're there in the chat. I see you. Get me to go. Hey, how are you? Michigan, thank you for the two super chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Chrissy Alman, it's so good to see you. Yo, bro, what up, Chrissy Alman? Thank you so much, Michigan. Thank you. It's good to see you too. This was never a kidnapping. I feel Nancy never made it back to her home the night she left. The sheriff is choosing to ignore the glaring red flags. This, in my opinion, very sad and exhausting. This is interesting. You think that I feel Nancy never made it back to her home? But Annie, the family, somebody in the family, not specified, they said that they did drop her off. So, Aisha, you know what? You should join the Discord because we're going to take phone calls. I want to hear what you got to say in your opinion, because you think that she never made it back home. But then sheriffs confirmed that she made it, the garage open, and then it closed. So I would love to hear your take on that. This is my opinion. Yeah, I respect it. I listen to everyone's theories and opinions, even Mustard's. I'm kidding, Mustard. Senate, thank you so much. You are the best. I'm okay. I'm not the best. I appreciate that, Senate. The community is good here. Thank you so much, Senate. Thank you very much. Thank you. For real, it means a lot to me, Senate. And it's good to see you again. I love that you keep changing your profile pic. I see you all the time because you send super chats every single day, and I see you changing it all the time. It's so funny. Thank you so much, Senate. Slim says, don't tell us what to do, no. We're givers. I know. I trust me. Mustard tells me to shut up. She says, stop blocking your... a lot of people do it. I just have a tendency of it's just, I don't want to seem like that, this is the priority. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be a good person. That's all I'm doing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Slim. Thank you. A local lawyer here in Milwaukee gave $100 million. Yes, we know about that. Yes, Southpaw, we caught up on that. Now it's $300,000. The reward is $300,000. $300,000. So what do you think, chat? Do you think that that's enough? Marcia with the 5 says, you deserve to be supported for your work. No beer. Okay. No beer. She's making very sure. Okay, you guys, whoever just donated, you guys broke my app. You're breaking the app. I can't pin no more comments after South. Hold on. It's broken. I have to force quit it. Hopefully this works. Selena says, I love your fresh cut. That's the no we know. Thank you, guys. Guys, you're going to make me blush. Stop it. Everyone stop. Selena, stop it.
List. Couple of other things. The FBI team, there is a team that is working on just finding people who have bought items similar to the ones the kidnapper is wearing. They actually have a team contacting Walmart and other retailers, and their focus is finding matches, people who have bought more than one of these items, a backpack, a jacket, a holster, or anything else. Again, we are told that so far they do not have any real leads on that. So the bottom line, and this is a quote from a law enforcement source, we are shaking the trees looking for clues. So they are doing everything they can. There's one other thing that I was asked to mention, and that is something I know to be true. The FBI is really serious that anybody who is trying to get money from the Guthrie family with a phony demand letter is going to spend, as it was put to me, a long, long time in federal prison. The FBI does not mess around with things like that, and they are laser focused to find both the kidnapper and people who are exploiting the Guthrie family.
I think that it's starting to look like people were exploiting the family. It just looks like that at this point. These criminals these people are just nasty. This is nasty shit. I don't like it.
All right, let's bring in our...
I don't like this, bro. Again, Selena Mendez, thank you so much. I'm glad. Thank you for saying that, Selena Mendez. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. And Marcia, thank you. I appreciate that. Novelicious, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Go. I don't know how to handle these compliments, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, Go. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had FOMO. No. Star. It's okay, Star. You had FOMO. I'm dead. Thank you, Go. I hope to hear from you soon. You guys had some nice feedback. Nice feedback when we were doing phone calls.
FBI experts now. News Nation's Tracy Walder is a former CIA officer and FBI special agent. Jim Fitzgerald and Raymond Carr are retired FBI agents who co-host the Cold Red podcast. Great to have all of you here. Tracy, what do you make of this latest note? Again, no proof of life, no proof they have her, and another demand for $6 million, this time in cryptocurrency.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Elizabeth. I'm just going to echo what I have been saying about these ransom notes. I believe they need to obviously be passed to the FBI. There's no question that all of them need to be looked into. You know, it's not up to TMZ or really anyone to decide whether they're real or not. However, I think media outlets need to stop giving them the media attention that I believe these individuals probably want by sending these. Because the problem is what happens, and I think you and I have talked about this before, they get more and more and more, the more public reaction that they get. And then that ties up the investigative resources that they need to be kind of snuffing out legitimate leads. And so that's kind of where I stand on that.
And then before I turn to James and Raymond very quickly, Tracy, what do you make of Enton's reporting, Brian Enton's reporting that the FBI is in contact with Mexican authorities about the Guthrie investigation? On one hand, it seems like it would make sense, just like, hey, have you seen her? Keep an eye out. Do you know, have you heard anything down there that might be suspicious in nature?
Well, first of all, I agree with Brian in that I do not think that this is a cartel operation. However, I did say on the second day of this investigation that the FBI did need to be talking to their legal attaché office in Mexico, at Mexico City. I think that that is necessary in a case like this, especially when they are this close to the border. I am certain they have gone through Border Patrol videos, all of their electronic surveillance to see if anything pops up. But engaging with Mexican authorities, in my opinion, is something that actually should have been done very early on in this investigation.
Yep. James and Raymond, the two of you have been using your vast FBI experience to come up with a profile on who the possible kidnapper might be. What can you tell us about this profile that you've come up with? Either one of you can start, and then whoever doesn't start can continue.
Well, we've kind of broken this down into three sections. We broke it into the pre-offense behavior, the post-offense behavior, prior to the video being shown, and then the post-offense behavior once the video is shown. And when we look at the traits that they've exhibit, the behavioral characteristics, here's the individual's mission-oriented, and it has fantasy-driven behavior. Some of the things that are occurring here, you're looking at online searches that involve restraints and surveillance, practicing routes. They've done some dry runs here. There's a great interest in law enforcement, and in media cases, what the media is doing. They're also hoarding behaviors. In other words, they're collecting bags, containers, tools, gloves.
Guys, you think that it's good that TMZ is going to stop like talking about this on air?
They use prepaid phones, burner emails, and they've been monitoring social media posts obsessively, maybe even the post of Savannah Guthrie herself.
James, what does that tell you about who this might be? And does your profile, do you believe this is connected to Savannah Guthrie? She is a nationally known television morning show host, quite famous, quite well known, quite prominent. Could this be related to her?
Sure. And I believe Elizabeth was with you that Monday night after the abduction that Ray and I were on, and the first word I used with you, one of them, was victimization. And it has to look at Nancy Guthrie and every part of her family and friends of the family from there, and the work on concentric circles outward. I'm not blaming anyone in the family, but do they have friends of friends that know about Savannah's mother living there wherever she does? But if I can pick up where Ray left off, the post-offense behavior is important. And this is what people I want them to look at out there. Someone they know who's acting this way now, because his life has changed, some of it by his own doing, some not. He's experiencing observable mental strain, sleep disruption. But
you know what? I can honestly, I can see why. Do you guys think? I'm just saying. TMZ is kind of fueling the situation by going public and feeding and giving them what they want. They know that they're going to. Remember, during the early investigation, I said that they went to TMZ because TMZ blabbers a lot. Didn't that just happen? This is the 5th time. That's why they're going to TMZ. Whenever I told you that TMZ likes to. They just like to go public. It gets them the ratings. I mean, it's not just TMZ. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's actually like as much stations as like all of them. I'm going to be real with you. It's all of them. Every single one. It's every single one. They like that shit. They do. It gives them the ratings. It makes them feel important. I promise you, it's all of them. TMZ, 5 times in a row, we got a note, another note, another note, Another note, and then another note. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it looks like they kind of fell into that because they knew that this was going to go viral. But now that they're stopping, should you have always stopped and just worked privately with the investigators instead of potentially giving these criminals what they want, and that's media attention? Because that's adding more pressure, right? It's interesting. TMZ is making bank. They all of them are. All of them are. Again, thank you so much, Senate. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. After 5 notes, I think it's 6. The original one, and then 5 after. There was another one, but they didn't get what that note from KOLD. They stopped giving it to them. I could be mistaken, but I think it is. I mean, it's important because she's missing. I don't want to be that individual to leech on a topic. That's why I've been covering other stuff, the fires, the shootings. That's why I have been, because I don't want to feel like, you know, kind of a leech in a way. But at the same time, it's important because she's missing, as many as other people as well, for real. I just feel like it's important. I'm just stuck, you know. I'm just stuck. Chrissy Almond with the Cashapp. Thank you so much. She says, thanks again for busting your ass for us. Don't even mention that. You're so good. You're so good. As long as I can communicate and talk to my people, that's literally what I care about. That's all. I love talking to you guys in the chat. TMZ has cred. They do. They do. I'm not knocking them. I'm not trying to knock anybody right now. That's why I just asked you guys, do you think it's a good idea for them to keep reporting this all the time? Should they just work in private with investigators and don't need to say this in a public? I did not. No, Jay. I didn't. Yeah, I did not. No, go to Tucson. We will help. No, it's okay. It's okay. I know me. I know me. I will be looking. I'll be knocking on doors. Y'all don't want me there. I'm a whole different boots on the ground. I'm nothing like you guys watch. I am completely different. I'd rather just stay here, because if I could do investigation work here, imagine boots on the ground. I will do everything within my legal circle. Nothing out of bounds. If I go there, I know me that I will have to put in that work. I would have to continuously film 24 for hours and hours and hours and knock on doors and ask questions, go to Round, we go to Circle K. But then I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt the investigation if I am. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't want to hurt the family. I don't want to hurt anything. I don't want to be part of the issue. Lioness, no, were you homeless? I was. A long time ago? Yes, I was. How long ago? Years ago. It's between 3 to 5. 3 to 5. Yeah. Johnny says, stop lying. It's okay, Johnny. It's too bad you don't know me. You're probably new to this channel. That's how I started this channel, was Boots on the Ground. It was years ago. That's how this channel started. So you don't really know me, but that's okay. I'm not going to speak any hate to you because, you just don't know. You just don't know anything. Let's continue, guys.
Potential for increased substance use, alcohol, or stimulants. Over-explaining whereabouts or creating unsolicited alibis. Hypervigilance towards police presence, cleaning vehicle interiors repeatedly, disposing of bags, gloves, clothing, sudden deep cleaning of residence, burning or discarding of other items there too. So if someone recognizes this behavior, not all of them are going to match in. Look at the video, if the person has a Tucson connection, even tangentially, call the 800 tip line because the FBI would want to talk to you about this.
This is all fascinating and helpful information. Again, this is behavior people should be, if they're observing this with someone they know in their lives, this might be a sign this person had something to do with this.
Thank you for watching.
Hold on, guys. Give me a quick second. Okay, ABC came out with a new video. I want to see this so bad. Yes, I will be taking calls later. Yes. Yeah, that's how I started my channel years ago. It was boots on the ground. It was never at the studio. This is not how this channel started. It was boots on the ground. Years ago. Okay, let's watch. It goes to show we all have hope to a better life. And yes, the universe blessed me the way I am.
DC, thank you again for doing this. And I just want to start first with genetic genealogy. Can you kind of break down, just for people at home, what is this?
Genetic genealogy is the combination of using DNA and documentary records to learn more about someone's family tree. Traditionally, we used it to identify long dead ancestors. Everybody has what we call a brick wall in their family tree where they can't get past a certain point in the paper trail or the records. DNA can often help us get over that brick wall and learn more about our distant ancestors. Next, we started using it to help adoptees and people of unknown parentage find their biological families.
Okay, Clem. From what I've learned, Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker lost his Bluetooth connection at 2:28 a.m. on February 1st, roughly 2 hours after, at 4:40, a small private jet departed Tucson for Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and usually. Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Is Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, is that a hotspot for cartel activity or no? Not that region.
Puerto Vallarta is known primarily as a tourist destination, famous for its beaches, resorts, and vibrant nightlife. While Mexico as a whole grapples with cartel influence in various regions, Puerto Vallarta is not typically considered a primary hotspot for cartel activity. That said, like many places, criminal organizations do have a presence, but the area is generally regarded as relatively safe for tourists, with authorities keeping a close eye on security. As always, it's wise to stay informed and exercise normal precautions.
Let me check something out. Because so far, I don't think this would be related in a sense. I don't think so. The Mexico plane from Tucson. FBI looked into this. It's been 7 days. Okay, so they looked into it. It's been The media reported FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department are aware of the new message regarding Nancy Guthrie. Investigators are actively inspecting information provided by the message. Earlier this week, Ashley Banfield, News Nation, stated her podcast that a law enforcement source told her that Nancy Guthrie, member, a prime suspect. Yeah, that didn't go well. Plane to Mexico. Meanwhile, on Thursday, a missing persons private investigator pointed out that about 2 hours after Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker lost connection, a private jet departed Tucson and Puerto Rico. Quote, I am sure the FBI already looked into this, but it's worth noting that the Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker lost connection, 2:28. 2 hours later, private jet through Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That's a very early departure in the morning. The investigators then went into specifics. Quote, one further note, this plane is a 19-year-old Cessna Citation Mustang. It differs from the private jet because it's very light and holds 4 passengers, and it's rated to be flown with only one pilot, but instead of 2. Again, this is probably nothing, but because the timing, it's worth noting. He tweeted. Oh, so they looked into this already, and this is on February 7th. So this is actually 11 days ago. They looked into this. Oh, well, that's something I didn't know, but it's been vetted, so I don't think they found anything. Clem, thank you for sending that. That was something for me to look into. No, my cousin lives there. It's beautiful.
And now we're using it to help law enforcement identify people from their DNA. We're only allowed to use it for violent crimes or to identify Jane.
You guys are doing phenomenal, by the way. Like all these things you're telling me to look up, tips and all that stuff. Like I thank you guys so much. For real. Thank you guys.
John Does who died without their identification.
Okay. And we know that this is something that the Pima County Sheriff's Department is looking at when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie case. How long can it take, though, when you have a potential DNA sample and you go through this route of genetic genealogy?
It can take quite a bit of time. Now, fortunately, the sheriff sent the DNA to a private lab that is kind of a one-stop shop. They're great at extracting the DNA from the evidence and then creating 2 separate profiles. The one that's uploaded to CODIS, the type of profile law enforcement has used for decades, and then the different type of profile that we need for genetic genealogy. And so it will save time to send it there because they were able to create both of those profiles in parallel. So we don't lose time when they don't get a CODIS hit, they can jump right to the genetic genealogy. Once they get that profile created, which is hundreds of thousands of genetic markers across the genome, I hear it's a mixture in this case, at least one of the samples. So then they have to work with the bioinformatics scientists to separate out that DNA and make sure that they are working on the person of interest DNA. Then once that's done, it's uploaded to the databases that have agreed to work with law enforcement on the genealogy side. Unfortunately, even though there are over 50 million people who have taken direct-to-consumer DNA tests, the top 3 companies have barred law enforcement's use. And so we are limited to the 3 smallest databases, GEDmatch, Family Tree DNA, and DNA Justice. So they will upload that raw data file to those databases where it's compared against everyone in the database that has agreed to work with law enforcement. And so then we get what's called a match list. But our match list is different than CODIS. We are not going to find that exact person. We are looking for relatives, and we can work with 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th cousins, and sometimes even beyond that, to reverse engineer the family tree of this person of interest based on who they're sharing DNA with. So the people that show up on that match list are really partial matches. They might only share 1% of their DNA, maybe even less. But that means that they have a common ancestor with that unknown suspect or person of interest. And so our job is to identify who those common ancestors are between the matches, right? Because we know who they are, we can build their family trees. So we're looking for patterns, overlaps, triangulations between the family trees of those individuals. So we're not just working with one match, we're working with a whole network, often a dozen matches, sometimes up to 3 dozen matches. And we're looking how all of those matches combine into one family tree. Who's that one person or immediate family that is related to all of those people sharing significant amounts of DNA with our unknown suspect. Now, when we say significant, again, that can be a very small amount.
Okay, I think I am going to take some phone calls. I'm going to knock that out here. But I'm going to give everyone a little less time, unfortunately. I have to. So you cannot overlap the time. I'm going to set a timer. And give me your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. So everyone, please join the Discord. Make sure you wait in the waiting lobby, please. Wait in the waiting lobby, okay? Wait in the waiting lobby. And let's get everyone here. Please, guys, again, we cannot go over that time. I want to be very fair with everyone.
But it helps us to piece back together that person of interest family tree, ancestor by ancestor. We build forward in time, looking for the descendants of those sets of ancestors and how it all converges.
And I know that this process has been used in other high-profile cases, like the Idaho 4, Brian Kohberger's arrest. I believe it was used then. How long, though, can this take for genetic genealogists to kind of pull and reverse that family tree?
Once we get that match list, it can sometimes just be minutes or hours, and it can stretch out into years. The fastest I've been able to identify a person of interest is 20 minutes. And then I have some cases I'm still working after 7 years. However, I will say with the resources going into this case, it won't take years. My best guess is weeks. If it's a person who has deep roots in the United States, it might just be hours. So it really depends on the population group of the person or persons they are trying to identify.
Yeah. I know here in Arizona, we've also seen familial DNA used when it comes to cases. Can you describe for people the difference between familial DNA and how that is used in some of these criminal cases?
I'm really glad you brought that up because there's a lot of confusion between familial DNA and genetic genealogy, and they're 2 different things. Familial DNA searches are allowed in the law enforcement databases in some states, and they are looking for a very close relative. So if they don't get that exact match in the law enforcement database, in some cases, they're allowed to do a familial search, but it can only detect immediate relatives, typically first degree, which is parent, child, or full sibling. They can also do a YSTR search in the database. It's a little bit more complex, but they're looking for someone who shares a Y chromosome with the unknown male person of interest. And that would mean they share their direct paternal line. They might have the same surname then.
Guys, TMZ just dropped the video just now, like just now. We're talking right now, and he's going to go pretty soon. All right, let me just take the calls now, and then we're going to save this. Hey, Red Man, how's it going? Hey, Red Man, you gotta unmute your mic. Red Man.
Oh, right here. Right here.
Hey, you have to come closer to the mic, okay?
Okay. I'm right here.
I cannot hear you that well. Can you come closer?
I am closer.
You sound very far away or in a tunnel.
Wait, hold on. Let me...
Okay, Redman, you have
Wait,
to.
hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm here. Uh, uh, okay, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm good. So my
That's so
question to you,
good.
know,
So Redman, hold on, hold
my
on,
que-
hold on. A couple things. Do I have permission to use your voice during the live podcast?
Yep, you could.
Okay, thank you. And just for FYI, I'm giving everyone just 4 minutes, though. Okay, keep in mind.
Okay. Okay, I have something to say that I think what happened was the kidnapper went there. Nancy saw the kidnapper going to call the cop, right? Going to call phone. He kidnapped her to shut her up, to shut her. What?
Are you saying that you said Nancy went to? You said shoot them?
No, I said Nancy saw the. So I am closer.
Okay, okay. Try to just focus on the conversation that we're talking to right here. Okay, on the Discord. Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Okay.
So
Perfect.
okay, sorry about that. So I think when the criminal went inside there, um um and Nancy woke up, saw the criminal trying to get her phone. Wait, hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Okay.
So
Redman, I can't hear nothing, brother.
yes.
Okay, I know you, but you keep stopping when you talk.
Okay. All right. So I think what happened is the kidnapper, yeah, is going to call the cop, and they kidnapped her to shut her up.
Oh, okay. So she was going to call the cops, and you said the kidnappers shut her up. Redman.
I'm talking to him. Yes.
Hello.
I'm talking to a YouTuber that was.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, it's cool.
Whoa, what's going on? Okay.
I'm not. I'm going by it's my mom.
Oh. Okay. Are you okay?
Nancy saw the criminal and kidnapped her.
And kidnapped her. Okay. Oh, she saw the criminals and kidnapped her.
Yes.
Oh, you're trying to say that they were trying to break in and do like rob her, but then she saw them, and then they had no choice but to kidnap her.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, and one thing that very interesting to me that I don't understand though, that but if you're gonna kidnap if you're gonna kidnap somebody, you want something from that person.
That's true. That's why I was talking about the ransom note, because the only thing I can think of is that if they
I watched him. Don't worry about him. Oh my God! Sure. You want me to? Hello, and no fantasy, the YouTuber that I watch. Hello, he don't do nothing. Relax. And I think I believe that the reason why they haven't found the DNA, because the criminal not going to kill her. Because if they're going to kill her, then they're going to leave the DNA on her neck, on the DNA on her body, and then they could find the DNA, the kidnapper body on Nancy's body, and then they could use the DNA that the criminal kill her, that the criminal, let's just say they choke her. If they choke her, they're gonna leave the DNA. So the criminal not gonna kill her. They're not gonna leave the DNA on Nancy.
Okay.
They because they doing that for the money. They saying they put the deadline on purpose to scare the family, to think that something bad gonna happen. But they're not. They're not gonna kill her because they don't want the DNA. That's why they haven't found no match, because they're not gonna leave the DNA on Nancy's body.
I see what you're saying, and that's why they okay, I see what you're saying. That's a whole different angle I never thought of. So, and what really struck me, what you just said was, you said that they they kidnapped her because she saw them.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and one more thing, a couple things, really fast. And if you think of it, you know why they're not they communicating with only rational? Because they know if they send it to Nancy, the cop and the FBI will be there. So they send it to newspaper, they send it to the outlet and to TMC. That way that they know that the detective, the cop, are not going to be there. That's why they're always sending to a news outlet, because they saw it.
So you're saying that they send it to the news? That's why they're sending that to the news outlets.
Yeah, because they know where the FBI, they're watching the FBI every move. So my guess, think as a criminal, they're watching the FBI. They're watching every move, and that's why the guy maybe the guy live in Mexico, saw Nancy. Maybe we're walking and he saw her picture on the phone, on the phone, and that's what the guy saw. The guy said, "Oh, shut up." That's why, shut up. Oh, I kill your family.
You damn. So wait a minute. So let me ask you this then. So how come they haven't found any lead?
Because the criminal, like I said, the criminal not gonna leave the DNA at nowhere.
Besides the DNA.
Because why? Because I think that 7 nano is passing. You could tell by his foot. Yes, he's an idiot. Yes, 7 nano is a fool. But you could tell that 7 nanos is trying to do everything he could. You see how emotional that guy is? He just want to find Nancy. But the reason why why they keep going back to the house? If Nancy not at the house, look for her. Stop going back to the house. It don't make any sense. Going back to the house.
So you're saying there's no point of keep going back in the house, but you're not putting enough resources to go look out for her. You keep going back to the house.
Yeah, but why go back to the house if Nancy's not there? You're wasting more time, and the criminal is laughing at them.
Interesting. Redman, that's a whole different angle. I didn't think of, especially with the kidnapping.
Yeah, because why? You could shoot anybody, right, Nova? You could shoot anybody you want, but they saw her leaving. But how did 7 Nano knows about the garage open? Did they saw a video of the garage open?
He said that the activity that he picked up, he didn't mention. He didn't go into detail. He said that he has, huh?
Yeah, my thinking is 7 Nano got to do a better job. He need the FBI because because you and the FBI are working together. You should have called the FBI from the beginning, not waiting to the last minute.
I know, man. I know. A lot of people is frustrated, and I'm sure even the family's frustrated. You should have got. Go ahead.
It's so stupid how they're making Savannah. Because if the Savannah, like, I don't understand why 7 Nanos is saying, where are the outlet getting the sources from that they're not true? Because 7 Nanos saying one thing and the other outlet saying the other thing. So which is it? Which is the truth?
Yeah, we don't know, man. That's why we want to press her, Redman. This is why, because we can't even forget about I don't want you to forget about it, but let's put the information to the side, Redman. We need a presser to clear up all these contradictions. You know, it's not only the information. There's a whole bunch of misinformation out there, and then we're getting different information from not only the sheriffs but the FBI. It's different. So we need this presser. I just wish that he could listen, but it's not happening. But I don't know what's going on. He keeps saying we'll update you soon, and it never comes. It never comes.
I guess I guess he don't want to put out the same thing. He's too. I think that. Remember what he said about the glove? I heard that one of the FBI put the glove there. That's what I heard.
Yes. Like it was like a whole mix-up. Yes, I know. It was just a mix-up.
What's going on? What is?
Redman, if I had answers, I would, brother. From my heart to your heart, I wish that I can tell you what's going on. I can't even tell you because it seems to be a lot of errors. And I'm not the only one saying that. Even professionals and experts are saying that.
It seems like it seems like the criminals are not gonna leave no DNA because they're not gonna kill her. They're not killing her because if they were gonna kill her, they would dump a body somewhere, and the DNA would be on the body, and they would take that DNA from a body and track the criminal. They're not going to kill her. She's still alive because you know why? The criminal not gonna do that. They're not gonna leave the DNA on her.
I see what you're saying. Right, man. Listen, man, you have been paying attention exquisitely, and I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I think one more. I got one more thing.
I have to give somebody else a chance.
Really fast. Think about why they haven't find the DNA. Why they haven't find no match? You know why? Because the criminal are not leaving the DNA nowhere. They don't care. But why they want Bitcoin?
Yeah, from the original ransom note, yeah, they requested Bitcoin. All the other ransom note requested assistance. We know where she is, we know where they at, but give us Bitcoin for that. So yeah, they just. No, I have been. I cannot figure this out, Redman. I can't. I wish I had more information, some details, but there's nothing that they want to give us. They're not holding no press conference. Nothing. I have no idea, brother.
Hello, you're almost done. You're done.
Okay, Redman. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hey, Magnolia. This is No from Novesity. How are you?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, tell me what you think about that. Oh, but before we continue, do I have permission to use your voice during the live podcast?
Yes, you do.
Thank you so much. So yeah, tell me, Nancy Guthrie.
Well, first of all, I want to say that I think that they personally have botched this case so much, unfortunately. And I find it really sad because if it was any of our family members or our mothers, we would want it to be handled, I think, a little bit more professionally and not delayed in so many things or aspects of this case.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that looking at the area on a map, there's a lot of national parks, a lot of little mountain ranges, camping areas, and everything. And I'm just wondering, why haven't they gone out in those areas to search?
So from my knowledge, I did read where the FBI is focused primarily on leads, and they're focusing more on what evidence that they gather. So ever since they focused on the family, and I'm pretty sure they've been not cleared them, but they went through that. They started focusing on tips, and especially since the story took off. I don't know where exactly that they checked, but from my understanding, they said that we believe that she's close. So they looked around the vicinity, depending if they worked off the original ransom note, but I don't know exactly where they looked. Do you have a suggestion?
I would suggest they start looking in these mountain areas that are nearby And there's a lot of areas with trails, a lot of areas of camping that are really secluded in the area from what I've seen on Google Earth. So, it would be close to the area. And, if they found anything, unfortunately, it might be worst case scenario. But they honestly need to start looking at these little more off-grid areas that, because of the time of year, not too many people are camping, not too many people are hiking in those areas. And it might be worth a shot.
I understand what you're saying but I understand what you're coming from. But let me show you something. I'm gonna have to scoop in and show you something real quick. All right.
Okay.
Are you watching? However you're watching me, are you looking at your television or computer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. Let me show you something real quick. I agree with you, but you have to look into perspective. Look how much look how much area it's governed. Take a look at this. Oh, wait, what's going on? Apologies. Wow. Okay, so this is where Nancy's at, right? It's going to show in like 10 seconds, but it's going to come to you. So just give it some time. So this is where Nancy is.
I'm seeing it.
And now I'm going to zoom out and look at all this that they have to look at. Like all of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at all that. I agree with you, but at the same time, that's going to be incredibly difficult. Like, look at that. That's just the east that I'm showing you. Look at the west. Look at the north.
But that's the same areas that I was looking at, that I would think that if they think she's close, that might be the next step to actually start searching those areas,
right?
Search groups together,
right? So what I'm saying to you is, how
I'm in Puerto Rico, so you're listening to little frogs that are called
coquitos. Coquitos.
They're not the coquit. It's a little frog that whistles. Yes.
They mostly come out during the nighttime, right?
Hearing. Yeah, I live in the mountains in Puerto Rico, so if it rains, you hear them a lot during the night, and there's no getting them to be quiet.
Yeah, I know. My cousin, yeah, he told me about that ever since I was a kid. I know about. Once I heard it, I knew exactly what it was. I literally said coquito, like if it's icy. I meant coquito. Yes, excuse me. But yes, not to circle back. I understand exactly what you're talking about. What I'm saying to you is like I agree with you. Search somewhere, hey, anywhere. But I'm going to definitely tell you that it is vast, and then you have to define close. What is close? A 1 mile radius, 10 miles compared to 100 miles? Whether the original ransom note was true, saying that we can deliver her in 12 hours to a specific location. Well, if that's the case, that's going to open up this whole entire area. So I'm not trying to say that I'm on their side, but I understand that how it's difficult to locate. Like, I don't know where they're looking for. They're probably looking for her in the mountains. I don't know what their intel is, but what I do know is that they're working based off of intel.
Yeah, and I understand that completely. I'm just, unfortunately, she is an older woman. Unfortunately, she does have medical issues, and that supposedly she needed her medication. If she was wounded and if she's without medication, unfortunately, I think that they need to start looking in other directions, because chances could be, right, that she's no longer with us. And the longer that they maybe don't think about looking in these areas, the harder it might be to recover anything.
So you don't think that she's currently here with us?
No, I don't.
I know. I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Considering the medication, and unfortunately, considering that the age, her health situation with the medication,
right,
and if she's injured, that just makes it that less likely that after all these weeks that she's still with us, unfortunately.
I hear you. I hear you. It sucks to hear, but I do understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, just trying to keep it realistic. It'd be nice if she was with us still. you know, that maybe it was a nosebleed or a little cut or something like that. But, you know, you got to look at all this within more time that passes, less likely if she doesn't have her medication, you know, it's less likely.
Yes. Yeah. Statistically speaking, yes. It's just unfortunate, man. I just wish that this was. I don't mean to be disrespectful to any of these people that's working hard, but I just wish that it was under a different authority because it looks like it just didn't work out. It didn't.
I think that they needed somebody with a lot more experience on the case.
For sure. I concur 100%. Magnolia, wonderful take on this. Thank you so much. You're incredible. And shout out Puerto Rico.
So
Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
You're so
Have a
welcome.
good evening.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's do two more. Hey, what's up? E Sims. What's up? How are you? This is No from Novesity. Do I have permission to use your voice during the live podcast?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you tell me what year you was born also?
Me?
Yes.
In 1981.
Okay. And I have permission to use your voice, right? During the live podcast?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome sauce. Can you guys not join matter of fact, you know what? Okay, can you hear me? Hey, eSims, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So tell me your thoughts on the case.
Okay. I'm hearing like feedback. How do I stop that?
Are you watching me on the phone as well as you're using the phone that you're hearing me from? You just have to stop the live wherever you're watching it from. Just pause it.
Okay, I just did that. Okay. My thoughts have been since the very beginning, since the very first time that I heard of this, and they said she was missing, and then the timeline came out. Okay, she was dropped off at 9:48 is the earliest we heard, right? I don't think she ever made it home. I don't think she ever made it actually home. And I will tell you this because I have mobility issues also. I walk with a cane or a walker 99% of the time. Just like Nancy, sharpest attack in the mind, but I have mobility issues. My back's been broken twice. I need a hip replacement. I have a tumor on my femur, yada, yada, yada. So I walk with a cane or a walker. So, and they said she was very dependent, right? So she did not ever let anyone walk her in the house or go in the house with her. And from what they're telling us, she only ever opened the garage door once and closed it once. Opened at 9:48, closed at 9:50. Now, how they said she had her cane that night, not her walker. How did she get out of the car, open the garage door at 9:48, get inside in 2 minutes, under 2 minutes, 120 seconds, and get the garage door closed if she could only walk 30 to 50 feet maximum with a walker, but she happened to be on her cane that night? I don't think she ever made it home. And if she did, I think it was staged. I think something happened on the way home, whoever was taking her home. And it's just also weird that it seems like a coincidence, and I don't believe in coincidences, that it was almost exactly 4 hours to the minute after her garage door opened. It opened at 9:48 p.m. And then the first camera disconnects at 1:47 a.m.
1:47. Hold on, let me pull out my notes. Hold on. 1:47.
1:47 a.m. is when the camera disconnected.
The activity on the camera, 1:47 a.m. camera disconnects after. Then at 2:12 a.m. software that the person detects and the camera, but there was no video available. And the pacemaker apps disconnects at 2:28. So let me ask you this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. They said she had her phone with her at dinner when she was with her family. But then when they found her phone, it was in her car, and her car was in her garage. So I wonder if they just held her in her garage the whole time.
Can I ask you a question? You know where did you hear that her phone was in a car? Where did you get that information from?
One of the press conferences in the very beginning, like the third or fourth day when they came out.
So
They
there was
said that
two
they had
press
recovered-
conferences. It was February 2nd and I believe the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. That one I'm not too sure, but there was only two from my knowledge.
I think it was the second one, so probably the fourth, where he said that they had recovered the iPhone watch was on the charger next to the bedside, and the phone was recovered from her car. And that made me think, why would her phone be in her car if it was on her person and she wasn't in her own car that night? She took an Uber there and then she was dropped back off supposedly by, they're not saying, but I assume Tommaso or
So
however you
fifth,
say it.
excuse me, the fifth. I just did a little bit of research on it. Hold on, let me try to understand where you got this information from that the phone was in the car. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So while I'm working on getting that information, you said it's on the first press conference or the second one? Because I didn't hear about the phone in the car. Everything you're saying is actually correct. I have it in my notes. I took down on my laptop and my iPhone after early during the investigation because ever since took 41 minutes on the property. But that piece of specific thing that you said, the phone in the car, that's important. That's important because why would she leave her phone in the car? If again, I'm not denying what you're saying, but that's important because how would she leave her phone in the car, but then the Apple Watch is on a charger? So I kind of want to understand.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
You said it's in a press conference. Which one?
I think it was the second one where he just kept saying, well, I can't get into that and I can't get into that. We've recovered her phone. It was in her car. Her car's there. Her purse is there. Her iWatch is there. All her cards are there, And even in the interview he did with Ashley Banfield, she asked him where everything was recovered at. And he said in the car. And then the very next day when he came out was talking trash about Ashley Banfield, saying that she was an influencer and just trying to get notoriety and, all this as if she was never, a news anchor and did all this. It's like she doesn't have the history that she does, as an anchor woman. Then he started trying to walk some of the things back. Just like how he first said there was never a glove. Then it came out there was a glove.
I remember there was a bitch. Yeah, he made a mistake during this. What was it? The second or the third press conference? I don't know which one. The second or the third one, he contradicted himself. I did realize that it was on the fifth, because yes, but you got me completely hooked. You on this phone in the car. I gotta find it.
And I've done this multiple times because I live in a second story apartment building. I live on the second floor. So I used my neighbor's garage. They have one of the smart garages with the clicker that opens it and closed it. And I took about where their car would be parked in their driveway, about the same distance where I would figure someone would pull up to drop her off, from in her driveway at her garage, and took and tried to get the garage door open and using just my cane instead of my walker, because I have both, and tried to get in the garage door while it was up and get it shut in 120 seconds. It wasn't possible. This lady was not mobile. That's the whole thing. Everybody keeps saying, why did they take her? She can't walk. She's not mobile. She's not very fast. She would slow you down. That's what I'm saying. And I wonder if maybe like I said, they tried to hold her in the garage. I think there was more than one person, but try to hold her in the garage, and go and stage the scene as if, yeah, she's still here. That's why the phone's still connected to her pacemaker. Her iWatch still connected to the pacemaker. All of that. She was still on site, but never actually made it home. Got ready for bed, did her whole routine, went to bed, and then was startled out of her sleep. I don't think that happened. I think something happened that was put into work way before this date, and this just happened to be an opportunity for the person that took her home, because there's no way that lady made it from the car, opened the door, got in, and got the garage door shut in 120 seconds.
I like where you're going with this, but you have to remember that you can actually drive on the right side of the home to turn left to put it in the garage. She didn't need to leave the vehicle to walk her way inside. Remember, you don't remember the angle that I showed on Fox News that they had the car parked inside? So you can actually go and enter from the right side and put your car inside. There's enough space. I can actually show you that. Like, you get what I'm saying?
No, listen, no. The car, they're saying that the garage only went up once and closed once.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody pulled a car in there and it wasn't her car because supposedly they dropped her off, right? They wouldn't have pulled their car in there. They wouldn't have been able to get their car in there, drop her off, pull back out, and shut the door. That's way more impossible in 2 minutes' time.
In 2 minutes?
Yeah, it opened at 9:48. It closed at 9:50. The garage door.
Wait, so hold on. You don't. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. So let's just say that the garage door opens. They go inside the garage to get her as close as possible, right? And she gets out the car. Bye, everyone. All right, have a good night, and leave. And then they leave. You don't think that can happen in 2 minutes?
I don't think so. Not with her mobility, not with having the cane.
No, but what I'm saying is that she's not. So she's she's inside of the garage. Remember it was the angle that I showed you. Whenever in the car that pulls up, she's in the garage. And again, I'm not against you. I'm trying to understand like how not in 2 minutes probably, because I think that can happen, right? Like if once it opens, they go pull up. She gets out, take whatever she can, and she goes inside the door, and then they back out and leave. You don't think that can happen in 2 minutes?
They never said they pulled in the garage, though. And they said that that's the only door that was ever used. Nobody ever used the front or back door of the house to enter.
Correct.
They only ever used the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're saying the car that brought her home, whether it was Tommaso, Annie, whoever,
right,
they pulled in the garage to let her out?
So what I'm saying is that they're in that time. They have they said it that they have the time slot of activity from the garage, and then also when they dropped her off, they didn't say anyone specifically. That's what I'm saying. They, by the way, and again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to understand you have to understand she can't go past a certain amount of yards. They didn't say anything about a cane or anything, because in the video with Savannah, she was walking perfectly fine. You have to remember that, even at the Today Show. So,
if you look it up, and any of her co-anchors that have spoke, or people that she's worked with that have spoken on this, that know her mother, and it's come out in interviews that they've. I'm not sure exactly who all. I've been watching Brian Enton and
Brian Enton's really good, right?
And they said the same thing, that she does walk she usually walks with a walker, but that night she had a cane because she was supposed to be in a car, getting dropped off with the Uber, going straight with them. They went to a restaurant. They went back to Annie's house. Then she was dropped off from Annie's house back to home. So she only brought her cane because the walker was too bulky and there was going to be too many people in the car.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. The car could not have went in the driveway, in the garage to drop her off in under 2 minutes time. Her get out of the car back out, and the garage door be down in 2 minutes time. And then the fact that she was walking with a cane that night, which makes her a little less mobile than it does if she has her walker. You can walk faster with the walker, but with the cane, you do, you kind of toddle a little bit. Side to side.
I know what you mean. You're trying to say that the time from her getting out the car to going with the cane wouldn't be enough in just 2 minutes. I understand what you're saying. Right.
Yeah,
But
that's
again,
what I'm saying.
my point is that we don't know if the car dropped her off inside or not. We know that it was activity there. So, like, what I'm saying is, if she was never there, what could have picked up the activity then?
Well, no, I'm not saying she was never there. I think someone did open the garage door.
Okay.
And I think she.
I thought you said she never made it home when you first.
No, I'm saying like never made it home as in like went home, you know, took off her makeup or whatever, did her nighttime routine, got in bed, went to sleep, and then was startled awake at 1 something, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you got to be more clear. You didn't.
I think whoever took her home was working in cahoots with someone else who was maybe either already in the home or in the garage.
Okay,
You know
now I'm understanding. Okay.
That's how she was still connected to the iWatch. They put the iWatch on the charger, made sure that her purse that she had with her phone she had with her iWatch, everything was left there. But it's just weird to me that the phone was left in the car. And that makes me
hold on,
wonder,
but that what you said right there, I have to cut you off with the car. I haven't found anything on that. I didn't find anything on that. If you could find, like, what is your name? Sims. You like, please find that for me.
I live in New York. I'm not far from you.
Oh, what up, family?
What's up?
What's up? I want you to. Can you please do me a big favor? Please find that for me. Can you please do that and put it in Discord?
Yeah.
Please. I want to. I can't find that. I don't know. I thought things, because I have everything documented, and it said the purse, the phone, etc. was left in the home. I didn't know anything about the car. So please find that for me, okay?
Okay.
You are amazing, and now that you know, I got a better understanding of what you were primarily talking about.
I'm sorry. Yeah, not that she didn't make it actually physically to her home, but I don't think she made it like home, like, oh, I'm home, you know, washed her face, brushed her teeth, laid down, got in the bed, tucked herself in, and then was startled awake. I think she never got rest once she got home. I think either someone was in the home or in the garage or waiting right outside. And I think there was communication from maybe whoever took her home, or someone had been following and knew what was going on that night, something, because it just happened too quick. That 2-minute window, like I said, it was too short. They couldn't have pulled in the garage, dropped her off, and pulled back out of the garage in under 2 minutes, because the garage was only open. The door was only up 2 minutes total. From the time it was open, 9:48, till the time it closed at 9:50. They said it only opened once, only closed once. And they said no other doors are ever usually used, but I know her blood was found outside of the front door. So if I wonder if they were trying to take her out and she tried to fight them then, and that's where, you know, with the blood thinners on the medicine she's on for her heart, you know, she could have gotten nicked or scratched or whatever. And, you know, that's where the blood came from. But that's just my theory is I think someone was either waiting inside or working with someone. That's why I don't know why he came out just recently and said, you know, the family's clear, because how can you clear them? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. That's what I'm saying. The FBI didn't clear them though. But hey, listen, I'm so sorry, but I want to go past the time.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to take up this much time. I'm sorry that I didn't.
No,
explain
you're
it well
fine.
enough
You're
at the
fine.
beginning. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to better understand this. You know, I'm not perfect. I write these notes down, but if I miss a little detail like that with the phone in a car, that would help. That would really help. So
I'm gonna have to find that and send it in your Discord, because that's what I kept thinking. Maybe that's why they went back to get the car.
Okay.
To figure out, maybe to see if there was fingerprints in there of whoever put the phone in the car.
Okay.
Because why else would you go back to get her car since she never traveled in it that day?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. And actually, I can speak to someone who lives around that area, and they can tell me about the whole garage thing and how it works, and if it's similar. I'm going to actually speak to someone, because you piqued my interest on it. But again, I'm going to see about the whole.
Like I said, I live in an apartment building, and my next door neighbor, she owns a house, but she has one of what they call the same thing that Nancy has, which is a smart garage, which you can open it through an app on your phone. You can have the clicker. There's multiple ways to open it. So
I'm going to look into that for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, now. Bye-bye.
See you later.
All right, just to be fair, I think I'm going to give everybody couple more minutes because that was longer than I thought. I should just pique my interest with the garage, but I did verify some information already. I didn't find that. I think I need to look at all three pressers to. I just need to rewatch it, but I took all my notes down as best as I can, but. It doesn't hurt to rewatch this. I'm not going to rewatch it with you guys. I know I don't want to bore you. I don't want to. See, this is the problem. It's just that, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, if you guys are contesting with each other, saying that the garage and this, you don't know, and the phones, this is the problem. It's not you. Sometimes it's not the media. It's the information given to us. Obviously, the media is that bridge, but it's this is not just the first time this happened. With this misinformation, it's strange. This happened on several accounts. We saw the list. It was like 8, 10 different contradictions, and they were wrong about information that were giving to us. Not my fault, not your fault. So don't look at it as like, they don't know, you don't know. It's not other people's fault that they got in misinformation. It's not their fault. Somebody else in the comments also said something. I'm confused. I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've got you guys. Don't worry about it. I might have to do another podcast at this point. I got to revisit. I'm not going to watch those videos with you guys here on live. Novesity needs to take a lie detector test. Okay. All right. Let's take it. You guys got really good theories, man. Really good theories. Wow. Taking phone calls was actually a great idea. Great idea. This is a great idea. You guys are thinking way outside, and that's what we need. Thinkers, thinkers. You guys are killing it. I think we're gonna have to do half. Okay, Andrew, what's up? I'm gonna assume this is Ghost Pikachu. Testing 1, 2.
Hello?
Hi, Andrew. How are you? This is No from Novesity.
Yeah. Yes, this is Ghost Pikachu, and you have rights for sound in chat.
I'm sorry?
You have rights for sound in chat.
Oh, you do I have permission to use your voice during the live podcast?
That's what I mean, yes.
Nice. Awesome sauce. So I'm gonna give everyone instead of 4, just 6 minutes, because I know that I gave that last individual like 6, 7 minutes. So I just want to be fair for everyone, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Awesome. So what year you was born?
I was born in 1986.
1986. Awesome. Okay. Let's hear it. So what's your thought on the case? I know that you sent me a DM on what your theory is. So why don't you tell the chat about it?
There's several possible ways this can go. I mean, I think it's the game, the book, which I found out about yesterday, and the stream yesterday, which I was actually gonna be in the process of seeing if any books were made, and there's another one that could it be a possibility that she's in witness protection?
Who is?
Nancy.
Oh well, they would have that. They would try to have that information already. Wouldn't they know that already?
It wouldn't it be out in the public?
Right. It wouldn't be on the public, but FBI is going to have that intel.
Right. Possibly not either.
Really? Witness protection?
I don't think the FBI would have that information.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Tell me.
because the U.S. Marshals take that over.
You said the U.S. Marshals what?
The U.S. Marshals do the witness protection program.
Yeah, so wouldn't that go counterintuitive to the investigation? Wouldn't that? Like, for instance, let's just say if that's the case, you wouldn't think that they would aware or they wouldn't be tipped off, or the FBI wouldn't know that. You understand what I'm saying?
I know it's so secretive. That's why.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I used to live in the city, and I came upon realizing, oh, there's a house here, a family living in there for 3 months, and they're gone.
Yeah.
2 more months, another family's gone. Not about maybe 5 years later, that used to be a safe house.
I see what you're saying. So then, if
US
that's the
Marshals-
case, right? Let's just say if your hypothesis is correct, then who are they protecting her from?
Oh, she's in Arizona, right? Maybe she's seen something. Her daughter's connected to the media.
Okay.
The media gets involved with everything.
Okay. All right. So she's held up somewhere, and
She's held up somewhere. If this is true, she's fine. Her family don't know where she is. Will not know where she is for quite a while. She has her medication.
Mhm.
She has everything, but the thing about it is she's nowhere in sight. She could be even underground. With of course being safe, of course, underground. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you sure the FBI would not have this information at all?
Well, from what I'm not an expert. I'm not in law enforcement or anything.
Mhm.
But from what I've heard, that they don't. But I could be wrong. I mean that's something that should be taken upon someone that's in law enforcement at the federal level, maybe a U.S. Marshal itself.
Okay.
You getting everything?
Yeah, I get what you're saying now. What made
I
you come
mean,
up with this idea? It's interesting.
Well, I mean,
It's interesting, Ghost Pikachu.
The reason why I came up upon this idea is because you got the feds going door to door more than once, and you got this man at the camera putting flowers up there, and then the whole performance between the sheriff's department and the feds and people coming up. It's not taped off. And then you have white vans coming in and out, people going in and out of the house now.
I know it's kind of messy. I know.
It's the messiest investigation I've ever seen.
I know, man.
I think it's a shit show. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
G-rated.
It's okay.
G-rated.
It's E-rated. E for everyone. It's okay.
Okay. Forget. I'll cool it down.
It's okay. It's okay. You're fine.
I think this is I'll make it go G-rated. I think this is the most ridiculous performance the feds could do, because this is a kidnapping, a ransom kidnapping. The sheriff's department, I don't think, should have anything to do with this because it's federal, at the federal level. Federal goes above state.
Yeah, it's you have to understand it's a gray area between state and federal. It's not what you
kidnap and ransom.
Right, but they're leading this investigation. They're not.
Don't even know if it's interstate.
Huh?
They don't even know if it's out of state. So
I mean, I think we all agree, Ghost Pikachu, that the FBI should definitely take lead, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm right with you, brother. I am right with you. Trust me. Trust me.
Professional too, because the way they're acting, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty.
I agree with you. Trust me, Ghost Pikachu. I agree with you, man. The
then the
FBI
book
should have been
came
on
along.
this, man. I know.
And then the book came along yesterday in your stream. I'm like saying, "What's if I gotta buy this book?" So I bought the book, and I'm gonna read this book. And I mean, I'm like, why would they have a book about this too? I mean, I see the point. It's a game. I see the point, but it's happened.
I don't know.
Something's
I'm gonna do my research on the book. I have to read it before I can say anything.
I mean, I used to play cops and robbers. I used to play all that hide and seek. I used to play Find Me If You Can. I used to play all that.
Right.
But this is something. I mean,
I know. It's a puzzle, if anything, right?
Yeah, it's a mystery.
It is.
It's a dirty mystery. And I think everybody should be considered a suspect still. I think the reason is they didn't get to the level where they should be to start knocking people off as suspect.
Yeah, it's 18 days is pretty far into. That's almost a month, or more than.
And then you have drones flying all over the place. You have media, which, I mean, media crossing the lines. I mean, I don't like the fact that there's no tape either. And then you got, was it a pizza delivered? Then you got a Amazon driver walking up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make good points there. Especially with the whole FBI situation. I'm pretty sure we're all on the same boat, Ghost Pikachu. I need you to tell me about that book though once you're done reading it. Get started on it.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm gonna get off subject. I've been watching you for a while now, and I've been watching Dad's Gone Live also, and watching you between you and Dad's Gone Live. I'm working my way out of food service. I've been in food service for 20 years. I want to get into media and photography.
Oh, nice. Oh man. Well, I'm glad I'm part of the inspiration. I'm happy for that. You want to know a little secret? I was actually a bartender years ago. And
You're a bartender?
I was a server and a bartender. I even got my bartender license. I was trying to go professional bartending, and then I got to a level where I was bartending at a high class sushi restaurant for celebrities and stuff. And I told myself like I always wanted to, do photography and then cinematography, and I did it. I saved money, bought my first camera, was a Canon Mark III, and then I upgraded to a Sony A3, then A7 IV, and then you start slow, and then you build your way up. And I went from cinematography to my own show.
I'm waiting for a loan I put in for. I'm gonna be getting it's a 200 by 800 millimeter Canon lens.
You're talking about 200 to 400 millimeter lens.
200 to 800 millimeter.
200 to 800. I'm gonna give you the best advice right now. That's a bit overkill. That you shouldn't even start with that. I'm giving you good advice right now.
What do you think I should start with?
It depends on what you want to do. I'm giving you free sauce right now, so use this time. Go ahead.
Okay, I was thinking. I wanted to do. I like the outdoors. I was thinking wildlife, like shooting, like getting birds, like capturing birds and all that.
Right. Okay, well, that's a different story because you said media. You didn't say wildlife.
Well, I mean, what I mean is photography, taking pictures of like wildlife, like birds and eagles. And
okay, let me give you advice. Don't even start with those lenses. No, don't do that because that's too far out of your. You have to understand when it comes to photography and cinematography, the lens costs more than the camera. Let me tell you what to start with. 28 to 70 millimeter. That is the gold standard. Start with that.
28 to 10.
Start with that and go with the A-spec camera if you don't have enough. Loans are dangerous, especially for the economy, So start with 28 to 70 millimeter lens. That is the daddy of lens. Yeah, 28 to 70 millimeters. Start with that. You don't have to go crazy for a 2.8 aperture. You don't have to go crazy. That's more expensive versus a 4.0. Go with a 4.0 if you're low on funds. You want to start, even if you know you want a little taste of it, 28 to 70 millimeters with a 4.0 aperture. Start with that. It could be from either Sony or Canon. I would rather go with either both, one of those, because they're versatile and they have a stamp in the photography and cinema world. They're just official and they work great.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we never had this conversation. Free sauce for you, okay?
I'll listen to that advice. Thank you.
All right, Ghost Pikachu, take care now.
Yep.
All right. Okay, I gotta take one more. I'm gonna take one quick one, just a quick one. Taha, how are you? This is No from Novesity.
I know.
Hey, what's up? Hey, hello? I can't hear you. Hello?
All these comments are great.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank
That's
you.
great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, so do I have permission to use your voice during the live podcast?
You sure do.
Awesome sauce. All right. So talk to me. Oh, wait. I got to ask you the question. What year you was born so I could know?
Oh, 73.
73. All right. All right. So you're 21 years old. That's great.
That's right. Always.
Give me 1 second. Rescue me. I did receive your super chat. Great point. Since likely had Mexico and other states, FBI even obligated in such cases to handle 100%. Rescue me. I wish they had the lead, but they don't. But they have more resources. So hopefully, I think that we're gonna find more Rescue Me with FBI. You understand Rescue Me? Okay, Taha. So talk to me.
Okay. So, my name is, excuse me, Angel Eyes in the YouTube chat.
Yes,
And,
this is Angel Eyes, the wonderful Angel Eyes. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good. Doing good.
Garage.
So I wanted to give you the perspective of someone that actually lives here in Tucson.
Yes, that's why I was mentioning garage. So let's hear it.
Okay. So, well, first of all, I think that, like most people, I think they failed right from the beginning. I think immediately they should have handed it over to the FBI. And I think that there's so much attention on this because this story is so relatable. I don't think it's about the last name. You know, people see this as that could be my mother or my family member. And so I think in that aspect is very relatable.
So you're on the side of what? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I think, well, honestly, so a caller actually calls back, said that they don't even think that she made it home or she was dropped off. Honestly, that was my first instinct because I think it's really weird that they're not saying who took her home.
Yes, that's very true. They did not announce the public, FBI, sheriffs did not mention that to the public. No one knows right now. Everyone is speculating. They said this and that, but technically, like to confirm, they did not tell no one. They did not know.
That's right. And then today, for some reason, I don't know what the source was, but I know a lot of news outlets are at the sheriff's office because they say that polygraphs are being taken today, but they didn't state, was it family? Was it someone else? Like,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I have to because they did. They just that just came out. They did. The polygraph. They now said something about it. I believe that it was not for the family or something like that. Tamisha's in the chat. Okay. Tamisha says she sent it, but other people has also talked about it. I don't think it has nothing to do with this. Like it's not connected.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that was kind of up in the air too, but I don't know why they put it out there if it's not, because that's where everybody's eyes are.
Right. This is not even your fault because this is new details. So everyone don't even know about this.
Yeah, that's new. Yep. So, you know, I just think, I don't know, for some reason, I just have this gut feeling about family being involved and I can't pull away from that.
The family, like the
I don't know
close
how
family,
or
or like the
why.
spouses, or
Like, so, and I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but I have seen a couple of um, things online about Maso owing money in Mexico. And then today they throw out this theory that she may be in Mexico.
So your first part with the owing money, I have never heard of that. I would love to see where you got that info. Please send it to me. And second, they don't. It's not a. They don't believe she's in. No, they're working with Mexican authorities to see if there's a connection. They don't believe she's in Mexico.
Yeah, well, some sort of a connection, or if they're, whether she's there or not, or she's on the border. I mean, we're very close to the border.
Right.
And it's just find that connection to be odd. They're not saying who dropped her off. There's these things about him owing money in casinos in Mexico. And then now this theory about them, having connections with Mexico today. It circles me back to that article
I would love to see that. Please, Angel Eyes. Can you send that to me after we're done here?
Yeah, I will look for it. I've seen it more than once online. I don't know if it's just trash talk, but it made me kind of visit that again. And then I know you were talking about it not long ago about him supposedly being in Italy. I mean, really?
Yeah, there was rumors saying that he went to go watch the Olympics.
Yes. Because all the family is there. Saw today on the news that Savannah's husband is now here in Tucson. But there's no spouses that are like with their families. Like, you would think that there would be some like
There will be
joint
over there.
family thing
Yeah.
going on.
Right.
Not just the kids, but that's all you see.
Right. I get you. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just I don't know if that's their family dynamic or what. Everybody's different. But
Yeah.
it's all very bizarre.
I believe you. Like I know I would have been there to comfort my wife. I get that part. I get that part. I do.
Yeah, or even like Tommaso sitting there with Annie, right? Like, wouldn't you want to just be there for your family?
Right. Somebody also mentioned that on a call about him and Italy, but I looked everywhere. I couldn't confirm that. I couldn't find that.
Yeah, like he's pretty much been unheard of this whole entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
At least we got a photo of Savannah's husband coming through the airport.
The airport, yes, I did see that. A video of that. Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, it's just all bizarre. And I know that there's been a lot of, this and that about the YouTubers here in the news, and I'm so tired of it. Tucson the crime has increased here so bad since COVID. And I'm glad they're here because it's kind of shining a light on all of that. And I welcome them here. I wish you were here.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Because I could see your passion for what you do through the screen and the way you talk. And I think you'd be a force out there with all the rest of them.
I know. I feel so bad. It's expensive from New York City and all the gear that I have. I have a whole production that I have to bring, and then put it through the whole TSA, and then I got to find a place to stay, and then transportation. It's a lot.
I know. I get it. But you're doing what you're doing, and I think you're doing great, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for being there that day. I was looking for you on camera. I saw you.
God.
I saw you.
I couldn't even find Gabrielle. I'm like, who the hell is Gabrielle? I'm just walking around all lost.
Gosh, that's my Gabriella right there. That's my Gabriella. That's one.
I'm like, he's probably thinking I'm trolling or something.
I did think that. I did from the beginning. I was like, is she trolling me? I was like, don't do this to me, pretty eyes. Don't do this
No,
to
I
me.
promise I wasn't. We were there. My daughter Gavin and I were there. We were just like there and all at it. And when we left, let me tell you, we had to park all the way back.
Oh,
No
wow.
cameras will pick up anything on that street. Street is pitch black at night. I mean, I was scared walking back to my car. I had to put my phone light on just to find my car.
Right.
But even with all the, we don't want to be there just to be those like looky-loos and take pictures and selfie. We didn't do anything like that. We did take the pictures, but we said a prayer before we left because
That's so sweet.
that's somebody's mother.
Exactly.
And we haven't been back since. I thought about it.
Hey, if you do
tomorrow,
go
but-
back, can you please do me a favor? I would send you money. I want to put a board for Novesity and put some names, like put a message. You do not have to do this. I'm saying if you ever.
No. So I actually wanted to put something out there. So you don't have to send me anything. Just send me names. And if you want to send me something I could print to put on the board or whatever, I'll be happy to do it.
Yeah, I want to do something on behalf of Novesity. So like some nice flowers, but like a board that says from the Novesity crew over at YouTube, we love you, and we wish for your safe return. Prayers for the Guthrie family.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
genuinely do want that because I know I have people that have been rocking with me, wondering about this investigation, who also wants her back. And I know you do too. So if you ever, again, I don't want to bother you and your family. I know you're close, and I would be so honored if you ever could possibly. If you don't, no problem at all. Like no problem at all.
No, I would love to do it. If you want to email me something of your logo or something, I could put it on the board, and then we can, I could just like write something on there, or I can get it printed. Whatever.
Yes.
You don't have to send me anything. I would be happy to do it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put it by the mailbox right there.
Okay.
Maybe we could stick like a yellow ribbon on it or something. Just something caring.
Yeah,
I
that'd
know
be
you
great.
have such a caring audience.
Right. They have a good compassion like I do. I love it, and you're part of it too.
I know.
Look how sweet you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Pretty eyes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Send me an email. All right, and
Okay. How do I find your email?
It's novesity@gmail.com. That's business inquiry, so you have permission to email me. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I will just kind of put that in there and save a draft, and then if you want to send me something, I can get printed. I'll be more than happy to do it.
100%. I got you. Thank you so much. If you want to make it quicker, you can also DM me on Instagram or Facebook. It's even quicker response.
Oh, Instagram or Facebook. Okay. I have Instagram. Oh, that's my business. You know what? I'll do Facebook.
Okay. Sounds perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Hi, Chad. Since I'm on, I want to say hi to everybody.
Of course. Say hi back, chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Of course, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you for
I'll work on it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye, Nov.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Kelsey, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Says Google searches are pretty telling. Can track the IP. Not from these criminals that have invaded. They invaded FBI. You can literally just cloak your. You can cloak your point. You can cloak that email. You can cloak it out. It's just gonna bounce off. It's not that easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta get some food. I'm super lightheaded and I have to use the bathroom. And hopefully we'll come back for another podcast. Please, if you are brand new to this stream, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. You're gonna like it. As you can see, I have a wonderful community. And we cover true crime, trending topics, and also breaking live coverage. Oh my gosh, Moose! with the 5 gifted. Moose on the loose ain't playing. Moose, I appreciate you so much. Shout out Moose in the comments. Hashtag Moose on the loose. Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. Thank you. Thank you. Moose! It's the major, man. Wonderful phone calls. Wonderful. It was incredible. Wonderful phone calls. Wonderful. Discord calls, I should say. All right, guys. I might be back. I'm going to let you guys know. But please go check out Dad's Gone Live. He's live right now. Go over to him. Tell him I said I sent you guys. I love him. I love him. I love him. Please, if you do decide to go to Dad's Gone Live, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to him. Tell him I said hi and that I sent you guys over there. Please do that for me. If you decide to go to his stream, love you, bro. I love you too, Moose. We love the Moose. It's the Moose. Love you, man. For real, man. Moose, love you, man. Yes, go eat. Yes, I'm going to get some food. Novesity, don't leave now. I just got home from work. I'm sorry, Tracy. I might come back. I might come back. I might come back. I promise. All right, guys. I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. And again, follow the Instagram, follow the TikTok, follow the whole thing. And you guys are incredible as always. Thank you for the supports, guys. Thank you for all the super chats and the love. I thank you. I'm super grateful for that from the very bottom of my heart. Very humbled, and I'm thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. All right, guys. Like always, please do good and die great. And I'll see you on the next one.